See, the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Tony and Morgan likes it that way also. So,
In Morgan.
yeah.
I think we should do an answer song to that. That's the way he likes it.
Which way?
That way.
Oh.
And sideways. Casey and the Sunshine Band. What was that, a number one today? Or
Yeah, on this day in
Yeah.
1975, Casey and the Sunshine Band started a 2-week run at number one.
Casey and the Sunshine Band out of Hialeah, Florida. Henry Wayne Casey started the band.
Harry Wayne Casey.
Harry. And so it's Get Down Tonight. That's the way I like it. Shake, 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 shake your booty. I'm your boogeyman. Whatever I am. Keep it coming, love. That's a pretty good one. Boogie Shoes. Please don't go and give it up.
Please don't.
All huge
Boogie
songs.
Shoes. That's Boogie Shoes. There's lots of boogie involved with
Was
Casey and the
every
Sunshine
was
Band.
every song in the late 70s and early 80s just about sex? I mean, is that all?
Well, Boogie Shoes is not about sex. How is that about sex?
Let me look at the lyrics and I'll tell you. Because I'll bet it is.
That's just about dancing.
It's a euphemism for condoms.
Your
Yeah.
boogie
Hey, no, we're not going to do it unless you put on your boogie shoes. For some reason, I always liked this weird. I mean, it's just so corny.
It's sad.
I want you to see the cover of the album.
Oh, big collars and
Is a champagne cork. And you can see Casey and some girl riding on the flying champagne cork.
betcha.
The propulsion of the champagne has made them fly, and they were right. It was a giant bottle. This is inherently dangerous.
That's a sweet song.
This is Get Down Tonight.
It's a ukulele solo. I don't know if you know that. It's my electric ukulele.
Very
People got
famous.
upset when I went electric with it. You know?
You stay true to your
That's right.
ukulele roots.
They walked out.
Yeah, you call it a ukulele. If you'd stayed true to your roots, it would have been your ukulele.
Yeah.
Across the street for many years, many a good time was had with the Disco Drippers at the Zephyr Club, playing all of these songs and doing a fine job of it.
And the only songs they did.
Not just Casey. I mean, they did a lot of Casey and the Sunshine Band, but they were the Disco Drippers. They did lots of disco. Shake, shake, shake.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake, shake.
It's shake, shake,
Shake.
shake, shake your booty.
One of the more famous Arabian shakes. Shake
That's
your booty.
Frank Zappa did that. And he did an album called "Shake Your Booty," and he had a caftan on and a. Yeah, great stuff. Keep it coming, love.
This is
You
Bill's
know them
favorite.
all.
Yeah,
You know them all.
they were huge.
They had a summertime TV replacement show. The Casey and the Sunshine Band show. Like a variety show. And they told jokes.
Yeah?
It was terrible. They'd give every band like that a summertime replacement.
The
show.
Starland Vocal
Starland
Band.
Vocal Band was one.
Starland Vocal Band had one hit. Let's give them a summer show.
Now you should recognize.
I'm your boogeyman.
That's so after you put on your boogie shoes, that's the time you become the boogie man.
Is that when you become the
When that
boogeyman?
happens.
Now here is a Casey and the Sunshine Band mega mix, which I think is all their songs
Just
mixed,
all of them jammed
Mashed together.
jammed
mashed
together. It's
together.
like 8 minutes long.
There's an
Oh,
evening.
that's I like that.
There is an evening.
Boy, it's just so you can get through it easy, faster.
Or maybe it's, I was going to say, maybe it's just an 8-minute version of that song, but yeah. Now, see, it went into Shake Your Booty now.
Well, and
Yeah,
they're not
it's a
really
mix.
very
It's a
artful
mix.
cuts either.
No,
are
no,
they?
I'm doing it.
Oh, you're doing
It's a mix.
I know these songs so well because this is a brief period I played disco music
And people insisted on
in
this,
a
didn't they?
bar. Well, no, I mean it just
No?
you play it because people would always get up and dance to it. I don't recognize this one.
You don't?
No.
These have been in a bunch of movies, too.
Well, Harry Wayne Casey is still kicking. He's 73.
Big disco show.
Yep, he's still performing.
You know this one.
I do?
You do. Once it gets going, you'll go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because right now I'm not getting it.
Here we go. Or not.
I'm still not getting it.
Oh, this,
I don't know.
this is an instrumental version of it. Rock Your Baby.
Oh,
Mama, take me in your arms, rock your baby.
yeah.
That one.
We didn't really need an instrumental version of it, did we?
It's for karaoke.
Oh, it's for
I guess.
karaoke, yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of innocent, though, wasn't
Sure.
it? Except for the sex. It's all based on sex. Boogie.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Yes, it has been farting around, and now it's not.
We're
Now,
done.
now it's time to take a break, and then we'll come back with your check-ins. 877-602-9696. This will be the last time you get to check in with the Radio from Hell show this
Ever?
week.
Oh,
This week.
This week.
you hesitated there a moment. Did you know something we didn't know?
Well, no, I was just hoping to give people a little shock, but you ruined it. 877-602-9696. Call and check in with the Radio from Hell show. We like to hear from you. You can also text us, check in 33986.
BigOTires.com.
we're expecting the snowy conditions over the weekend. You might want to think about getting some snow tires,
Yeah.
or just replacing your all-weather tires.
You can buy 3, get 1 free on selected sets of tires at Big O Tires, the Nexon, Nitto, Sumitomo, National, or Cooper brand tires. And Big O's your one-stop shop for automotive stuff. So you can get your tires, get your winter tires. You can get your car winterized. You probably could use some new wipers.
Oh, yeah.
Windshield wipers. You could
Fluid.
probably, all that kind of stuff.
Top your fluids.
Top your fluids. Big O Tires.
Harry sounds like he's talking.
Secure your load and top your fluids. The most important rules.
That's right. Now, Big O Tires, they know that these things can be expensive, so they have financing for any kind of budget. They even have no interest financing. Go to bigotires.com. Find a store near you. They are the team you trust.
X986.
All right, 622. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, come on, do it. Do it. I dare you. Call us, 877-602-9696. I dare you. 33986 is the text number to check in with the Radio from Hell show. Gina.
Know someone who has a heart of gold but no heat in their home? Nominate them to win a new furnace and installation from Larson HVAC and Plumbing. Go to x96.com now to learn how to nominate a family in need.
The moon is 55.1% of full. It is slowly going away. It's in the third quarter. The moon will set today at 1:17 p.m. Today being Friday, it's the 22nd day of November in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2024. It's National Cranberry Relish Day. Love Your Freckles Day. Boy, I hated my freckles when I was a kid.
Did you have a lot of freckles?
Oh, jeez, did I? I had a lot of them. I had a lot on my face, but a lot on my shoulders and back. It's Go for a Ride Day.
Let's go for a ride.
Let's just go for a ride. Let's take a ride. Sunday drive. And it's Humane Society Anniversary Day.
Oh.
So there you go. And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, as Kerry Jackson behatting himself over there. I'm Bill Allred. Gina Barberi is right over there. Katie for short is our fine producer in the booth behind me. And Macy is here helping out, and also Vax, the dog, is not helping out. He's sleeping.
He's emotional support. That's always helpful.
So, all right. Check-ins, 877-602-9696. And there's a couple of people there now.
All right, let's start with Whitney.
Good morning, Whitney. How are you today?
Good morning, Lords and Lady. I'm very well. Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
Pleasure. What's up?
I loved the Casey and the Sunshine Band segment this morning, but while it was going off, and I've thought this for years, they should do a game instead of Beat Gina. I think we should do Name That Tune. Because I think I could give Gina a run for her money.
Oh,
really?
That's a challenge.
Huh.
I do.
Huh. That'd be interesting. We maybe set up where we could and actually follow the rules of Name That Tune. You know, I
Figure out
can
a way,
beat that.
yeah.
I can beat
And
that.
how many
or
notes?
I can name that song. And
Yep.
that'd be fun. We'll think about that,
That'd be
Whitney.
fun.
We'll think about it.
Okay, guys.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Thanks,
You
Whitney.
All
too.
right, Whitney,
See ya.
thank you. Let's go to Tom.
Oh, Tom.
Good
Tom.
morning, Lord. How are you?
Fine.
Good,
How
how
are
are
you,
you?
Tom?
Superb. I just thought I'd call and check in and said I drove through Ogden this morning and I'm on my way to Logan. And so I thought, hey, might as well call.
Look, today is a good day to do that. Logan might be tricky this weekend, the first part of next week. Is that something you have to do all the time?
No. My wife and I are driving out there just to spend some time there while she's getting a mammogram.
Oh, good.
So,
Get that done. Good girl.
Yeah.
yeah, we got to get that done. So we're doing that today. And I thought of you while I was driving through and I thought I'd say hello, checking in.
Yeah,
I'm
you know,
glad you did.
a lot of times people, when they're having a mammogram, think of us. I don't know why that is, but
I'm due for mine. That's a reminder. I got to make that appointment. I had to cancel it because I got my COVID booster, and you can't get a mammogram like 6 weeks after you've had a booster.
Exactly.
Oddly
We got
enough.
our COVID booster, same thing.
Yeah.
Well, not me, but her. But
well,
Yeah, you're not getting your mammogram. But
right.
yeah, you're checking other things,
yeah,
aren't you?
thanks for taking care of yourself.
You checking other things, Tom?
Every day.
Okay. Yeah. Every damn day, sometimes twice a day.
Everything seems to be in order.
All right. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for
Take
checking.
care.
See you later. You see, that's all check-ins
Yeah.
are. That's all they are. Little chit-chat. That's all we do.
That is a good reminder, though, because it's been about 6 weeks since I had my shot, so
All right.
need to make that appointment.
I need to, yeah. Not for the mammogram.
No.
Although your freckle appreciation day was.
Yeah?
Oh, that's not a freckle. Oh,
Yeah. Well, you do have
immediately
Get
what
it
made me
checked.
think of that.
to. Yeah.
Mixer driver Shane checking in Orem. After today, I'm off until December 2nd.
Wow, that's a big break.
Mishak of Erta checking in. Will you be doing Road Home broadcast just before Christmas?
Yes.
Yes. We just got that information yesterday.
We've
So-
got 3 locations for the Road to the Road Home. The first 3 Wednesdays in December. I don't know the exact dates off the top of my head. But
We're December 4th at Chevy and Spanish Fork, December 11th at Chevy and Murray, and December 18th we're
pretty sure it's going to
pretty
be
sure it's
Ogden.
Ogden, but don't know for sure.
And then the road home broadcasts are the 19th and the 20th.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Let's see. Happy Friday. I slept better knowing Matt Gaetz is out as AG. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
it's better, but by tiny
yeah.
degrees better. We'll talk about that in the news.
Yes. John, the liberal in a literal coal mine, checking in.
Really?
Yeah. Mike in Nashville checking in. Someone texted yesterday saying they were headed to New York City to see Dave Matthews. Whoever it was, I'm very jealous.
Oh, it
wasn't
you.
Wasn't.
And I hope they have a good time. Also, go Utes. Ogden Oscar checking in from Terre Haute, Indiana, birthplace of the Coca-Cola contoured bottle.
Well,
no idea. Mr. April of American Fork checking in. I turned 50 this year, so I'm getting my colonoscopy today.
good for you.
Everyone's taking care of stuff. I'm glad.
Yes.
We need healthy friends for the program.
Well, they're doing it now before,
Well,
you know.
you met your deductible. That's why everybody's doing it.
Yeah, it's about that time of year.
Let's see. He's talking about the prep. Yeah, that's the worst part of it.
Mm-hmm.
The other's just a nap.
Yeah, Mr. April. You go in, you lie down, everything's over.
Well, the prep, though, just get yourself a good book and just, relax.
Johnny B checking in, listening while breaking into my stash of homebrewed apricot ciders to get ready for Jimmy's spot this morning. Jimmy is in for 2 segments today, so he'll answer your questions as well. So if you have any questions about booze, get them ready. Morning all. Pittsburgh listener Mauricio checking in. Our dog, Sir Puppy Bear, a corgi, is enjoying the first snow of the season.
Oh.
A severe case of the zoomies.
Oh, yeah. Did you see pictures of the Steelers game?
I tuned in and watched about 20 minutes of that game. It was being played in Cleveland, and it was the biggest snowstorm I've seen in a long time.
Big fluffy flakes.
And they had guys with shovels clearing off the yard markers so that they knew where they were going.
There was quite a bit of snow at Disneyland Paris yesterday as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Lords. Rye of Orem checking in. Hey, Lords, it's Friday. Chelsea in St. Jeezy checking in to tell Kennedy and Hayden their moms love them.
Aww.
Times are hard. Thanks for being my morning relief for 25 years.
Yeah.
Jan of Sandy. Where did the kid with the cute jokes go?
Oh, Lily. Yeah, we haven't heard from Lily in a while.
Lily.
Lily, call us and give us a joke.
Mm-hmm. Jonathan, the senior otter correspondent, checking in.
Haven't had any good otter news lately.
Yeah, get on that. Dr. Neil, Tristan from West Jordan, Chantel from Ogden, Dave of Riverton, Alex from Vale, Chris K checking in. Everybody's here. Let's go.
Good morning, Radio from Hell. Right Wing Wade checking in from I-15, southbound I-15, 114th to 123rd South. Emergency lights, some rubberneck slowing. Thanks, Wade. Wade and everybody else, you're all members of the Infinity Team. Let us know what you're seeing out there on the roads and send it into us if it's safe for you to do so via text at 33986. Save $1 at Big O Tires. When you buy 3, get 1 free on select sets of tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song with Big Boy News and Frank Christ Presents coming up. Stand by. Jed's Barbershop.
Jed's Barbershop, of course, they're hosting us for the annual food bank drive. That's going to be this coming Tuesday at Jed's Barbershop at daybreak. That's the one there by the Harmons at daybreak. We'll be there Tuesday, December 26th. Radio from Hell live, followed by Artie and Todd, all doing their shows from Jed's Barbershop. We need you to bring us non-perishable food.
And if you can't make it out to daybreak to see us, you can go to any location of Jed's to drop off. Again, non-perishable foods. I've already had people ask me about turkeys.
No turkeys.
No.
And Jed's Barbershop, as long as you're there, why don't you get a little trim?
Sure.
Or a shave.
Cleaned up for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you get a trim, you get a shave. Download the Jed's Barbershop app. That's a good way to make appointments. You can go to Jed's website as well, jedsbarbershop.com. It really, and gift cards. It would be the perfect gift. Give a gift card from Jed's Barbershop. We did something this Thanksgiving that was that I don't think we've ever done before. We went out of town to have Thanksgiving dinner. Before we'd always go to, grandma's or mother-in-law's or whatever. But these people pass on, and they kind of
new traditions need to be.
You lose that anchor, and it just kind of. So somebody in my wife's family suggested, why don't we rent a condo up at Bear Lake? I heard there are these new condos up there that are really nice. It's a place called Water Dance, and they are very nice. And we'll go up there on Wednesday. Then each person will be responsible for some portion of the Thanksgiving dinner.
All right.
So my wife was assigned the Brussels sprouts. My son made the mashed potatoes and gravy.
All right.
Well, actually, I made the turkey stock for the gravy. And my daughter baked 2 pies. And let's see. But Uncle Todd was in charge of the turkey.
That's the main event.
Yeah. So a few days before we were set to go up to Bear Lake, my wife comes home. She said, Uncle Todd's got the turkey all in hand. I said, oh, good. She said, yeah, he's got about 4 dozen turkey legs. I said, what? He says he's going to do turkey's expensive this year, so he got these turkey legs.
Only doing turkey legs.
Yeah, got these turkey legs. They were on sale. It was a real good deal at Lucky's. And so we're going to just have turkey legs. And I said, people don't like dark meat, mostly. Now, I like it.
It's my favorite.
I like it, but most people don't. That's why they breed turkeys with giant breasts, because most people like the white meat.
It ain't natural.
And so I said, I'm buying a turkey breast to take up there, which I did, and I'll cook it. I'll roast it. Which the oven was full of Uncle Todd's turkey legs, and so I had to. I thought, what am I going to do? Oh, there's a grill outside. I'll just put the grill pan and use it like an oven. Use the grill like an oven, and I did that. It worked out great.
Good.
Uncle Todd's turkey legs were inedible.
What happened? Did he overcook them or something?
No, he undercooked them. I think they weren't raw. No, they weren't raw, but they were like rubber. These rubbery, and I felt really bad for him. He was like, oh, geez. But I saved Thanksgiving. The turkey breast.
Was there enough for everybody?
Yes. Yeah, there were 10 of us, and there was still some left over.
Really?
Turkey breasts are big, Gina. There was a lot of turkey on it, and so I saved Thanksgiving. And
did they toast you, Bill?
Well,
to Bill Allred.
But Uncle Todd even said, I got to admit, you saved Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact, I think he was the first one to say it. But he still had these turkey legs, some of which he hadn't yet cooked, because they were huge to begin with. And he said, I don't know what went wrong with these. I just don't understand it. I said, well, I think what you need to do is cook them on a low temperature,
low and
very slow. Just let them, cook the crap out of them. And I think, he said, well, I'm going to try it with the rest of them that are left over. Took my advice, put them in there. They came out perfect. And they were good. The dark turkey meat on there was good. But I saved Thanksgiving, and I was
a hero.
I was a hero, the hero of Thanksgiving.
Well, I just want to let you know that the Hallmark Channel is looking to get in touch with your people, so they can make a movie.
The hero of Thanksgiving.
The hero of Thanksgiving. That's a working title. We'll workshop it, but.
Aunt Julie's stuffing, or dressing if you prefer to call it that, was delicious, and the yams were delicious, and it was a good meal all in all, and way too much, of course, and pies and rolls and all of that.
Carrie,
Well, Sue cooked for just the two of us. I told her that she didn't have to, that we could get some kind of a takeout thing, but she hadn't done it in a while, and she wanted to, and everything was delicious and wonderful. She made the mistake of telling me how easy this stuffing recipe was.
You mean you could make this all the time?
I thought there was... Oh, no, that took me no time at all.
Not much to it, really.
And
butter and turkey stock or chicken stock.
And this one had mandarin oranges in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, did she cook a turkey?
No, we did chicken. Yeah, it was absolutely delicious. But she did make that mistake. I know now how easy it is to make that stuffing, and now I'm just going to start asking for it on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Because she'll make a big batch, and then it'll last for a week and a half.
Yeah.
And then
I can't quite feature mandarin oranges in it.
I couldn't either. I saw them in there, and I went.
I can get it because some people put cranberries in, so it's kind of
It
like
worked.
that.
It worked. It was delicious.
Some people put oysters in stuff.
It was bread and sausage and a bunch of other stuff, and the mandarin oranges. Delish.
Well, now I want to try it. Send me the recipe. I'd like to try it.
I don't know if there is a recipe.
You think she just made it
I
up?
think she just threw it down. I don't know. I'll ask her. But we're just getting notice again from the Hallmark Channel.
Mm-hmm.
I think the working title that we have now is Thank Bill Day.
Oh.
Thanks Billings Day?
Mm,
I don't know. They're still working on it.
I got to workshop that.
But it'll be a movie.
Well, coming up, tell you about my Thanksgiving.
Was it as wonderful as ours?
Coming up, I will tell you about my Thanksgiving.
I have the feeling there was a problem.
It's an issue. Because it's National Go for a Ride Day.
Wanna go for a Thank you, Kerry.
No, don't thank me. Thank Mike in Nashville.
Oh.
It was
Thank you, Mike.
his suggestion because
Wanna go for
honestly, you didn't want to hear the song that was scheduled. So. All right. Let's see, 6:39 right now, and it is, we're going to do some big boy news and opinioendo right now. After that, it's Frank Christ Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. It's our dead celebrity game. I'm going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You'll win
tickets to the Nutcracker.
People want the Nutcracker tickets. 877-602-9696. Call and line up to play Frank Christ Presents right after this big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by.
Are you looking for ways to diversify and protect your wealth? Consider investing in Goldbacks, a local currency made of 24-karat gold, offering a physical, spendable form of wealth protection. Learn more at alpinegold.com.
The Illinois Supreme Court on Thursday overturned actor Jussie Smollett's conviction on allegations that he staged a racist and homophobic attack against himself in downtown Chicago in 2019. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And they said he lied to the police about it. Smollett's appeal argued that a special prosecutor should not have been allowed to intervene after the Cook County State's attorney initially dropped all the charges. The state's highest court heard arguments in September. Smollett, who is black and gay, claimed that 2 men had assaulted him, spouted racial and homophobic slurs, and tossed a noose around his neck, leading to a massive search for suspects by Chicago police detectives and kicking up an international uproar. Smollett was on the television drama Empire, which filmed in Chicago, and prosecutors alleged he staged the attack because he was unhappy with the studio's response to hate mail that he had received. A jury convicted him of 5 counts of disorderly conduct in 2021. Smollett has maintained his innocence in the whole thing. His attorneys have argued that the case was over when the Cook County State's Attorney's Office dropped an initial 16 counts of disorderly conduct. Should have been the end of it, he said.
Mm-hmm.
But then the grand jury restored charges. Special prosecutor took the case. they seem to really be hell-bent to convict him of something.
Oh, yeah, the right-wing hate-osphere was just all over him.
Well, he's been, apparently he has been vindicated after all of this time. He served several days. Let's see. He was sentenced initially to 150 days in jail, 6 of which he served before he was freed, pending appeal. 30 months of probation, ordered to pay $130,000 in restitution. But I guess all of that is now it's been overturned. He's continued to work, apparently.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, he has?
Yeah, while this has all been going on, I don't. It's not here, but I heard on a report this morning that he had produced and directed a movie. I don't know what it was exactly, but he has been working. Well, the big news, of course, Matt Gaetz, who has consistently denied the allegations of sexual misconduct and drug use, but his prospective nomination ran into trouble. And there is word that behind the scenes, what's his name? The old turtle man,
McConnell,
Mitch McConnell, and a few others just
and
urged him to drop out.
I will give our new state senator John Curtis credit. He's one of the 5 Republican senators that came out and said, "Yeah, I'm not voting for."
Matt Gaetz forced a torrent of scrutiny over allegations of sex trafficking, drug use. He apparently has withdrawn his bid to become Attorney General in the first major political setback for Donald Trump since his election this month. Gaetz has consistently denied the allegations, but his prospective nomination ran into trouble in the Senate. The collapse of Gaetz' prospective candidacy appeared to be the earliest such failed cabinet pick in modern history, and underscored the haphazard way Trump has gone about assembling his new administration. He picked Gaetz almost on a whim last week, without extensive vetting, knowing that the allegations were out there, but essentially daring Senate Republicans to accept him anyway. What has Matt Gaetz said about this whole thing? Let's see. In announcing his withdrawal, Gaetz insisted that he had support among his fellow Republicans, but he'd come to realize that he was struggling to amass enough votes to win Senate confirmation. He spoke with Trump late Thursday morning, decided to pull his name while the momentum was strong. It's clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the crucial work of the Trump-Vance transition.
Blah, blah, blah.
There is no time to waste on needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. That's why I'll be withdrawing my name from consideration.
Here are the concerns.
All right.
He could say, I resigned from Congress. Yeah, never mind.
No, he can't. He can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
He resigned from this Congress. He was reelected to the upcoming Congress.
Or there is an open Senate seat in Florida. He could end up being even more powerful by being a Florida senator.
But if he goes back into office, doesn't that open up the investigation again? And that mean because the whole argument was he's a private citizen, we can't expose them.
No, they can easily.
Can they now?
They could bury it.
They can easily say that was the last Congress. This is a new Congress.
I don't think we've seen the last of Matt Gaetz.
Oh no, of course.
Florida's first female attorney general has become a member of Donald Trump's, or she was a member of Donald Trump's defense team. Her name is Pam Bondi.
She's no peach.
He's selected her now to be attorney general.
But she's all over the fake election thing.
Yeah.
Well, and when she was attorney general in Florida, when Trump University was being sued for not, being a real university and taking people's money, he donated to her campaign illegally. And then she made that go away. And when they were called on it and sued for it, they said, it was a clerical error. We didn't mean her campaign. We meant this other similarly named campaign in Kansas or something.
Many of Donald Trump's nominees or potential nominees have been are facing sexual misconduct allegations. Yep. There's Bobby Kennedy Jr., Elon Musk, Hegseth, and Linda McMahon.
Yep.
Also facing
all of them
sexual allegations of misconduct.
They must be seeking people out that have
this
past.
I don't think Gina. They don't have to seek them out. All of the people that they associate with and like are these kind of people. don't have to seek them out.
Why
They're
would
there.
that be?
Well, because when you're famous, they let you do it.
That's right. I've heard that. Where have I heard that?
And there's
before?
here. Have you ever heard this? Birds of a feather flock together.
Lay down with dogs.
You get up with fleas,
That's
baby.
all of those things.
A shelter-in-place order has been issued for parts of Kaysville, although there's no immediate threat. So why did they do that? The Kaysville Police Department said it had received information about somebody with an outstanding warrant located near Lincolnshire Way and Crestmont Way. Police were investigating a domestic violence case when it was discovered that the suspect was preventing family members from leaving the residence. In a release, police said the suspect violated an active protective order. The family has been safely removed from the home. Now, I don't know if the suspect is still in the home as of this writing.
This was last night.
Yeah, as of this writing, he was still in the home. The family was gone, but he was still saying, "I'm not coming out." Police told people in the area to shelter in place until the situation was resolved. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have Kira Birkeland.
Oh, she's so pretty. Did you see that picture of her in the
She's
paper today?
beautiful, isn't she?
Is she?
She's so pretty. Don't worry, Kira, you're pretty. The Utah Supreme Court ruled in 2021 that transgender Utahns have, quote, a common law right to change facets of their personal legal status, including their sex designation. Well, Kira Birkeland doesn't like that at all.
No.
She presented a bill to narrow Utah's legal definitions of sex to exclude transgender people. 2 weeks after she beat a transgender candidate to return to the Utah legislature, the Republican state lawmaker behind the majority of the state's anti-transgender laws is now advocating for policies that strip additional rights from trans people. Birkeland says that transgender women specifically should not be able to amend their birth certificate or IDs to reflect their gender. Quote, men should not be allowed in women's bathrooms. However, achieving this goal requires more than just signing or passing a bill that articulates this stance. We need to address the underlying issue of allowing men to change their birth certificate and driver's license to reflect a female identity. Because you know why they're doing it. The only reason they're doing it is so they can get into women's bathrooms
That's the only reason.
and assault women. That's the reason they do it.
I just gotta pee.
Susan-
I just need to pee.
Susan Smith. I meant to ask you about this yesterday.
yeah.
Judy. Susan Smith, 30 years ago, she drowned her two kids. They were strapped in a car, in their car seats, and she rolled the car into a reservoir and drowned them. Now she was asking for parole at 30 years later, and she was denied parole.
Good. She's
But-
a horrible woman.
But the reason she did this was she was having an affair with some man who said, "Those kids are always in the way.
Yep.
Those kids are really in the way, and I'm not. I don't want to be with you anymore."
remember
So
that.
she thought, if I get rid of the kids, he'll want to be with me. I was wondering, and do you know, Gina,
yeah.
whatever happened to him?
Oh, I mean, he.
Was he ever charged
No,
with anything? He
no.
should have been. He should have been.
He didn't tell. He just said he didn't. He didn't tell her to kill her kid. He just said, I like you, but your kids are.
I wonder what's become of him.
I don't know.
That's what I'd like to know.
Her ex-husband testified and said, "Yeah, she's been in for 30 years. That's only 15 years for each one of my kids that she killed. That's not. That's not enough time."
And KFC. Do you mind if I call it Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I wish you would.
Kentucky Fried Chicken is hoping its new holiday product will be on everybody's lips. Literally. The fast food chain has launched lickable wrapping paper for the gifting season.
No.
The limited edition paper purportedly tastes like KFC's original recipe chicken with a refreshing hint of cranberry sauce and an aromatic pinch of sage from the sage and onion stuffing patty. Despite the festive battle of the birds at KFC, we believe in chicken. So this wrapping paper, instead of using tape, you can lick it to seal it, and it will taste like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Just go get yourself some chicken.
Yeah,
I don't want to lick wrapping paper.
No.
All right, sports weather traffic.
High school football, Crimson Cliffs completed an epic comeback. Carrie, they beat your Dons 57-55 to win the 4A state championship.
Told you.
Yeah, you said that yesterday.
Corner Canyon came from behind to win the 6A championship over Lone Peak. Let's see. Bountiful won the 5A state championship. That's your high school football. The Jazz They lost. I know you're surprised
What?
to hear
Yeah,
that. To the
exactly.
San Antonio Spurs, 126-118. Utah Hockey Club also lost to the Boston Bruins, 0-1. Puck drops for them tomorrow, Bill, at 5 o'clock. That is your sports weather. So today, 60, very warm, sunny, nice. This is all ahead of what's going to be left of the atmospheric river that's going to start coming through here on Saturday. It will be warm to start, so it is going to be rain mostly down here, but will be snow in the mountains. Could see some snow down here on the valley. Looks like maybe by Monday, but should still be fairly warm, so rain, snow mix expected there. Traffic, let's see if anything's happening right now. Yeah, I got a couple things to tell you about. Let me refresh this really quick. A vehicle fire northbound I-15 72nd south. It's off to the right shoulder. Crash southbound I-15 120th south. That is also off to the shoulder. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, we appreciate it when you share with us. Like this one, yeah, that's that car fire northbound I-15 just right by 72nd south overpass. Thank you, Infiniteam. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure & Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Good morning, Frank Christ.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Frank is here in the studio with us again to play Frank Christ Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
And who is just fine? Some precious celebrities.
3 of them.
3 of them on a list that Frank has given me. One of the actors on this list, though, Frank has. Oh, see, Frank is the. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
all
know.
right.
I know you.
This list was a tough one.
Oh,
that
it was.
really hurt, yeah.
Okay.
Frank is the Grim Reaper of specifically celebrities' souls. He looks like a traditional Grim Reaper. He has the sash or the rope belt, the cowl, all of that. He's a skeletal figure. And the only kind of odd thing about him is that he has an electric scooter.
That's because I love our environment.
And you don't like horses either.
Don't like horses. No. All the rest of the Reapers with their horses, they regretted it soon afterward. All the shoveling.
Frank isn't a horsey reaper.
No.
So Frank has to reap the souls of celebrities, and it breaks his heart to do it.
I love our precious celebrities.
Yeah, why do you love them so much?
Because everything they say and do is right.
Yeah, that's right. We play the game. Frank Chris presents. They're fine. They're just fine. There's a dead actor on this list, and if the contestant can identify the deceased actor, the one that's been pushing up daisies for a while, they'll win a prize. And what is the prize, Gina?
The prize is tickets to see the Nutcracker. It's going on at Capitol Theater from December 7th to the 28th.
All right, who do we have?
Althea.
Althea?
Yes, that's correct, Althea.
Good morning.
Althea, how are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Good.
Good, yes. Althea, if you can identify the dead celebrity, you will win those tickets to see the Nutcracker. So are you ready to give it a shot?
I am ready.
All right. Because it's Humane Society Anniversary Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about animal rescues. All right? Here we go. Which one of these actors has died? Number 1, James Gandolfini, best known as Tony Soprano in The Sopranos. He appeared in many other movies: True Romance, Crimson Tide, Get Shorty, Zero Dark 30. He also acted on the Broadway stage in A Streetcar Named Desire and On the Waterfront and God of Carnage. He was in a movie called The Drop, which is a crime drama involving a rescued pit bull pup. Number 1, James Gandolfini. Number 2, Scott Wolf. He was Bailey Salinger in Party of Five, Jeremy Cates in The Nine. He was Dominic Ryan in Perception and Carson Drew in Nancy Drew. In film, best known for starring in Go and voicing Scamp in Lady and the Tramp 2, Scamp's Adventure. He's in a movie called Rescued by Ruby about a state trooper who adopts a shelter dog. Number 2, Scott Wolf. Number 3, Bruce Davison. His breakthrough role was as Willard Stiles in the cult horror film Willard. He won a Golden Globe Award and an Independent Spirit Award for his performance in Longtime Companion. He was in Robert Altman's Shortcuts, Reverend Samuel Paris in the film adaptation of The Crucible, Senator Robert Kelly in the superhero films X-Men and X2. He's in a movie called Far From Home, The Adventures of Yellow Dog. Number 3, Bruce Davison. And number 4, Lake Bell. She was in various TV series, including Boston Legal, How to Make It in America, Children's Hospital, Bless the Mess. She was also in films like Over Her Dead Body and It's Complicated. She was the voice of Chloe, a fat and apathetic gray tabby cat in The Secret Life of Pets 2. Number 4, Lake Bell. Fortunately, Althea, I have had to see none of those movies. I don't know if you...
I've never seen any of them.
Do you have any idea which one of those actors is dead?
Oh my gosh, this is tough. Because the other one, number 2, sounds super old.
Mm-hmm.
Because all those movies were in the past.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with number 2.
Scott Wolf?
Oh, he's
No.
fine.
No.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh.
He was probably the youngest one of the... Oh, no, Lake Bell was a little younger. Listen, I'll give you another chance. Listen carefully. If you get it this time, we'll still give you the Nutcracker tickets. Was it James Gandolfini, Bruce Davison, or Lake Bell?
James Gandolfini.
Yes, you got it. Way to go, Althea.
You have tickets to see the Nutcracker December 7th through the 28th at Capitol Theater.
Althea, you're a charming person. I'm glad you won.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, now you just hang on the phone for a second, and Katie will tell you what you need to do next.
All right, I have to go check on Billie Jean King.
Oh, yeah.
81 today. Little Stephen is 74. Richard Kind is 68.
Hi.
I'm not going to check on Richard Kind. I love Richard Kind. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Northbound I-15 27 South, there's a crash off to the right shoulder. Westbound 45th South closed at 4th West. Vehicle on fire northbound I-15 72nd South. It is also off to the right shoulder. And still some residual slowage southbound I-15 120th South in Salt Lake. The holidays can bring joy, but also financial stress. Solution Loans understands. Receive up to $3,000. Don't let money troubles ruin your celebrations. Apply online at solutionloansnow.com. Mention the code word Santa for a free payment.
KXRK Provo. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after these. Sean Means reviewing the movies that are opening this weekend. Stand by.
Need some.
6.
Like Orlando and Harriman did, texted us and said he's excited for the new Gladiator movie.
In Harriman.
In Harriman.
Well, let's find out how excited he should be.
Brought to you by the Salt Lake Film Society. Experience a combination you never expected. Radiohead's classic albums Kid A and Amnesiac synced over the silent film Nosferatu this weekend at Broadway Center Cinemas. Get tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
Thank you.
Well, Sean Means is here. Sean is writer and editor at the Salt Lake Tribune. sltrib.com is where you go to read the Salt Lake Tribune. And pretty soon you'll be able to read it,
hopefully,
for free, and without subscribing.
Read about the big announcement on the NSL Trib right now.
Yeah, I just was looking at that. Thank you. Sean is also a film critic, and his film criticism is collected at moviecricket.net. And we really only have one movie to talk about here.
Yeah, I mean it's the big weekend. I'm not gonna say Glickit. It's not. It's don't make that happen.
Okay.
Don't make Glickit happen. But it is like Barbenheimer, where we have two big movies with very opposite demographics and audience expectations hitting on the same day. And one of them is very pink.
You didn't get to see Wicked.
I did not get to see Wicked. I was out of town last Sunday, which is when the studio had the screening for critics.
I heard another review, or a reviewer this morning, say this about it. I won't go into the details. It's 2.5 hours long.
Yes.
And it's part one.
Yes.
What? It doesn't say part one on the title.
No.
Well, I mean, just like, remember when you saw Dune and it said part one at the beginning? Yeah, that's like that. I go by the maxim that Roger Ebert used to say, which is a good movie is never too short and a bad movie is never too long. All right, a good movie is never too long and a bad movie is never too short.
Right.
Of course, this is the Broadway musical based on the book that was the prequel to The Wizard of Oz. So, I mean,
hugely
it's the
popular.
thing of the thing. Glinda the Good Witch of the North and the Wicked Witch of the West, and how they came to be when they were younger and roommates at
university
at Oz Hogwarts. Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, I hear are really good.
Yep.
So, but that's all I know about it. So, and that Jeff Goldblum plays the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, and it's I've seen it. I saw it on stage here somewhere.
Yeah,
and
it was at Capitol Theater.
And it was I enjoyed it. It was good. It's a fascinating story. There's some clever conceits to it.
Yep.
Good music.
Eccles has it coming back, I think, next April.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Cynthia Erivo is just fantastic, and so is Ariana Grande. So, man, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and then I saw a 3-hour, 40-minute movie a couple weeks ago that had a 15-minute intermission in it.
Was it good?
It was very good, and we'll talk about it later. Okay. Wicked will be like an hour longer than that, but the intermission is 12 months. So
I was going to say we have to wait a year for part two.
Yeah.
Okay.
This time next year will be part two.
All right.
So,
but you did see Gladiator.
Gladiator 2, yes. And there the intermission has been 24 years. This is Ridley Scott directing, just like he did the first Gladiator, which, if you remember, won Best Picture in 2000.
Right,
it was claimed by Hollywood to be the best movie of that year.
I think Russell Crowe won.
Best Actor for it. And this movie does have some connections to that movie and to the Russell Crowe character of Maximus. And in some ways, that's one of the problems of the film. This is about 16 years later, about 200 A.D. Rome is led by twin brother emperors who are a little on the weird side. Played by Fred Heckinger and Joseph Quinn.
Well, they're not twins.
Well,
they're not identical.
I know one of them's about a foot shorter than the other. Joseph Quinn, you would know from Quiet Place Day One. He was also Eddie on Stranger Things.
Okay.
Last season.
Oh yeah.
So, and Fred Heckinger has been in a bunch of stuff. He was the grandson in Thelma with June Squibb recently. But other stuff. There's a Roman general, played Marcus Acacius. You have to learn all these names. Okay. Played by Pedro Pascal, who doesn't like having to fight battles and enslave rivals just for the vanity of these, emperors. He gets back from one such battle where we see a young rival general fighting very well, but ultimately taken down and taken as a slave. And if you're a slave who you can fight, you go into gladiator training.
Okay,
that's where you go. And our guy, he promises, he's played by Paul Mescal. I'm learning how to pronounce that. He shows promise as a gladiator, in part because he's fueled by his rage. And, of course, he has, we see early on, because in the battle, his wife, who's an archer, gets fridged. So
That's why we've always been pretty good on the radio, because we're fueled by rage.
yes, it works for everybody.
Well, we're rageaholics.
His rage and his talent get the attention of a rich merchant, Marcinus, played by Denzel Washington, who is chewing the scenery like it's chocolate cake.
That's what I hear, yeah.
But in a good way?
He's the best thing in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. There are plots within plots here. The young gladiator wants revenge on the general. The general is involved with the plot against the emperor. So is helped by his wife, Lucilla, played by Connie Nielsen.
Oh.
You remember her from the first movie?
Yeah.
Same role. And if you remember in the first movie, she was the sister of the crazy emperor,
Joaquin Phoenix.
played by Joaquin Phoenix.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
And she was the daughter of the old emperor, Marcus Aurelius, played by Richard Harris.
I
And
forgot he was in that.
yeah, well, he died early, but yeah. And that was one of his last movies. That and Harry Potter, So, and Joaquin Phoenix, of course, was so good as a bad guy that this movie needed two of him to even it out. That's why you have the twin emperor. You need the twin emperors just to be as good as Joaquin was in the first movie. So could there be a connection between this new gladiator and Maximus? I'm not going to say.
Talk about the spectacle of it. That's what really I'm sort of interested
Here's the thing. Ridley Scott is one of the few directors alive who can pull off this kind of massive Lawrence of Arabia style epic look. And yeah, some of it's CG, some of it's practical. It's a good mix of that. And he, and he's 86. He turns 87 next week.
Yeah.
And
no signs of stopping.
And he wants to keep going because, why not? If you can still do it, what the heck? The hole in the middle of this movie, though, is Paul Mescal. He's a really good actor. He's got, but he does.
He's no Russell Crowe.
He does not have that charisma that Crowe had as Maximus to carry this movie. But thankfully, Denzel Washington takes up the slack. His performance is sly. His motives are very unclear for a good chunk of the movie, and you're enjoying watching that. Where you're not sure which side he's going to fall on and land on, and you get the sense that he knows something could go wrong, but he proceeds anyway, and it's just a really good performance.
So what's it like when they flood the Colosseum?
Wet.
And they have boats on.
And they're sharks.
Which apparently they used to do.
There's a shark. Yeah. I assume it's a CG shark, but it's a shark. Yeah.
They really did that in ancient Rome?
They used to flood the Colosseum,
occasionally.
And they would have boat battles.
So. Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds. It's all the Carrie, you'll love this part. Is early on we see him fighting killer baboons.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
And just tell me that Pedro doesn't die early on in the movie, if at all. I don't know if he does. I just want lots of Pedro.
I'm not spoiling anything for you. I'm not.
Or making you feel better about anything.
I prefer lots of Pedro in my entertainment.
Listen, Fantastic Four is coming.
Oh, he'll be in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now,
he'd be very stretchy.
Denzel says that he kissed a guy in the movie, and they cut that. What?
There is a scene where he kind of pecks somebody on the cheek or pecks somebody on the lips a little bit.
Apparently, it was full on the lips.
Yeah,
and they cut that.
Yeah, well,
are there homoerotic undertones to his character?
It's Rome, Bill.
There's guys in leather skirts and sandals.
They don't turn me on, Sean.
You're not trying hard enough.
It was the style at the time.
How many stars would you give?
3 stars for Gladiator, and it's playing in every theater that Wicked is not playing in. So.
All right, next week, Moana 2.
We got Moana 2, the sequel to the Disney movie.
Yeah.
And then we have Maria, which is Angelina Jolie as the aging opera diva Maria Callas.
That's Maria 1.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Sean Means, sltrib.com, moviecricket.net. We'll see you. Oh, not next week.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. We'll
figure it out.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Traffic, Gina.
Crash northbound I-15, 27th south. Westbound 45th south closed at 4th west. Issues 72nd south northbound I-15. It looks like that one's probably a little bit cleared up. And what are you seeing on the roads? You can text us and let us know, 33986. Nightingale College provides the opportunity for an ideal work-life balance from the comfort of your home with 100% online nursing classes and no waiting list. Become a Nightingale nurse Apply for their upcoming spring semester at nightingale.edu.
All right, here are the Boner candidates you will be voting for momentarily. Boner candidate number 1, CrossFit in the Sky. Number 2, I'm not putting on anyone's jersey. Yeah, right. And Boner candidate number 3, truth be told, the standards have not been lowered.
All right, Boner of the Day, Big Boy News, all coming up after some messages and a song. The song is on vinyl, by the way, just so you know. Zero Res.
If your living room looks like the gladiators have been fighting, I'm just trying to make
Have you flooded your living room?
Flooded your living room? You probably need your carpets and your upholstery cleaned. I bet it's been even longer since you've had your upholstery cleaned, your couch, your chairs.
Think about it, yeah.
You might not even remember what color that couch used to be. I think you'd be surprised. Get it all clean for the holidays. Zero Res, they guarantee to make it easy to get what you pay for. They absolutely stand behind every cleaning, and they have their X96 special going on right now. Get back to clean. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $119 and take 20% off your upholstery cleaning while you're at it. Call my friends at Zero Res right now. 801-288-9376 or go online at zerores.com. You have to say, though, you want the X96 special in order to get that $119 deal. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same, zerores.com.
All right,
Something
what do we
happened
know?
to you, Bill? What happened to you?
Oh, this is weird. Have you ever been accused of a crime?
No.
Not accused?
Accused. Yes.
J'accuse?
You've never been accused of a crime ever, Gina?
No.
No?
No.
I think I have before, but this was just odd. And I thought, why me? What's up with this? Now
You have a guilty look about you.
Do I?
No, I mean, I'm just.
I don't know.
I don't know. I need the situation.
Oh, now I remember being accused of a crime before. I was pulled over once on my way down to Cedar City. The cops pulled us over. I wasn't speeding or anything. I said, "Why?"
Mm-hmm.
And they just kept saying, "Well, we need just check." And then finally they said, "Well, there's been there was a robbery or something, and your car matched the description.
Oh.
That's why we pulled you over." But in this situation yesterday, I was at a grocery store.
Okay.
And I bought a sizable amount of groceries,
Mm-hmm.
$150 worth of groceries, something like that. And I went through the checkout and paid for my groceries, and they loaded them in the cart, and I walked with my cart, pushing my cart over to the elevator to go up to where my car was, and a store manager or something.
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah, stopped me at the elevator, says, "Excuse me. Could I ask you a question?" Yeah?
You thought he was a fan of the show.
That's exactly what I did. I thought he's going to ask me something about the show, or something. That's what I thought. And he said, "Did you pay for those groceries?"
All of them? He thought you stole all of them?
I said, "What?" He said, "Did you pay for those groceries?" And I said, "Yeah." And I thought it was weird, too, because I had seen him he was over by where the cash register.
Did you self-check out?
No.
Okay.
No. I almost never do that.
Yeah.
And I, anyway, I thought he'd seen me there, and it's going through my mind, well, wait a minute, did my debit cards somehow not work, and I didn't realize it, and I walked away.
Well, the cashier would have said so.
Yeah, or maybe and then she said, "Oh, get him." But I said, "Well, yeah,
Did they give you a receipt?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's easy, done.
Although, a lot of times I say, "No, I don't need the receipt."
Yeah, because it's just...
I always take the receipt.
Yeah, well, you probably should. And a lot of times when I say, "No, I don't need the receipt," then I think, well, if somebody stops me and I don't have it, it's going to be a hassle.
I take the receipt in case I bought the wrong thing, and then I can return it.
Oh.
But, I said, "Yes, of course I did." And he said, "Oh, Well, okay. I'm just checking because I said, why? And he said, well, a lot of times people, they fill up their cart and they come over here and they just get on the elevator and leave.
Well,
and I said,
but they were in sacks, right?
Well, they were.
Or they were your sacks.
They were my. They were.
Okay.
They were my. They were all personal.
Your tote bags.
Tote bags and stuff. Yeah. And that's it.
That's
because he said something, and I said, no, I paid for this stuff, and he said, well, I see. Okay, you have your own grocery bags, and that's what he meant. I thought. I thought what he meant was, you didn't steal that stuff because you have your own grocery bags.
No, that's why he thought you stole that stuff.
Or might have.
If you'd have had just sacks provided by the store, then it would have been, well, clearly he had to go through checkout.
But I don't know why he didn't. So then why didn't he pursue this? I guess.
He didn't ask to see your receipt?
Well, I said, I have a receipt in there somewhere. I threw it in the bag, one of the bags. He said, no, that's okay. That's all right. You're fine. Go ahead.
See, in the direction I thought this was going was you had something underneath the cart that you forgot
Which I have done
which
before.
has happened.
Yeah, like a bag of dog food or something.
I have done that as well. I've actually paid for it and then left it because it was on the bottom of the cart and I forgot that it was there. And I've done that. And there were three things on the bottom of the cart. But I had paid for them. I know I paid for them. It was just, I just thought, and he got on the elevator with me.
That's interesting.
And we went up, and he got off at the floor before I got off. And as we went up in the elevator, he said, those are nice shoes.
He felt bad.
I guess. I really like those shoes. I said, well, thanks.
Did you steal those? Did you pay for those?
Well, what I said was, I said, oh, thank you. They were very expensive.
You got a nice shoe department here.
But it's just it makes you feel kind of weird when somebody says, excuse me, did you pay for those groceries? Yes. Of course I did.
Well, what if you didn't? Or were you going to say no?
You got me.
Wouldn't you have said yes no matter what? Yeah, I paid for them.
See, I'm
still baffled now.
No, see, I'm weird about my receipt because there was a store that I was going to that was having some issues with their security system. You go through the door and they got the mags that are there.
Yeah, the alarm goes off.
And occasionally they would just go off.
That happens at Smith's all the time.
And if I'm going through there and it just happens to go off, oh my! Usually it's because you didn't. There's the bar thing on prescription.
Strip.
Yeah, the magnetic strip on the prescriptions or on some over-the-counter drugs.
Yeah.
And unless those are deactivated, it'll set it off. So I've always been weird about having the receipt with me on top of the grocery sack.
It's not weird, Carrie. It's prepared. That's not
because
weird.
I don't want to have to be hassled by. Oh, do you have? No. Here is my receipt. Here.
Now, my experience with that, and I don't usually ask. A lot of times I don't. They say, "Here, do you want the receipt?" No, I don't need the receipt. And because first of all, you said you do it because in case you want to take something back.
Yeah, that was the other reason.
I
often buy the wrong thing.
I find that they'll take it back anyway. They don't. I go back and I say, I bought the wrong thing, or this is spoiled, or something. And do you need the receipt? No. They say no. Just leave it there. And the Smiths will always say, just leave it there and go get the one you want.
I don't want to have any question as to whether.
See,
there's no question.
I bought a sweater at Nordstrom Rack the other day.
Did it have an anchor on it?
No. And they forgot to take the security tag off. I got it home, and I'm like, crap. But now you have that weird thing if you have to go back to the store with this thing with the security tag.
But if you were a thief, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm like, I had my receipt, and I was holding them both. I'm like, I'm just here to get this take. I paid for it.
You didn't even need the receipt. If you were a thief, you would not take it back to get the security tag taken off. And by the way, when the alarm has gone off, that's happened to me too, Carrie. And again, without a receipt, I go. I what? And they go, oh, never mind. It's okay.
You're okay, Bill. We know who you are.
At Smith's, they do. I was not at Smith's in this case. I was at a store that I don't shop at that often.
Always take the receipt. Always.
Well, I think I will.
Because on this day...
In 1950, Tina Weymouth, the bassist for the Talking Heads, was born.
Yes. I should have picked a song with a better bass line because that's what she plays. But
that's all right.
It was sitting there looking at me. I like that song. All right, 7:25. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, November 22, 2024. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote, and one of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, CrossFit, or perhaps jazzercise in the sky. That's what this airline flight ended up looking like. A Mexican ex-soap opera star and fitness influencer was ripped online after performing a full-body pump workout during a long-haul flight. And naturally, fellow passengers did not take kindly to her aerobics, get it? Routine. This is just a still from it. If you go to x96.com/live, if you watch the moving video part of it, she's running up and down the aisles. She's doing push-ups and pulling chin-ups and squats. And
didn't the flight attendants tell her to knock it off?
Her name is Barbara DeRegal, who regularly shares her workout routines with her 9 million Instagram followers. She reportedly been traveling with her husband, Fernando, to an unknown destination. Due to the length of the trip, the social media star decided to unwind by exercising in flight. But not just, stretching a little bit or walking up and down the aisle. She opted to execute an intense multi-step full-body workout in the middle of the cabin. The footage shows the gym bunny, who was clad in an eye mask, pajamas, running in place in the aisle. Then she proceeds to perform a series of squat jumps as if she's in a CrossFit class in the sky. All the while, her husband can be seen nonchalantly scrolling his phone while sitting in his seat.
She does this all the time.
Online viewers were not amused by Ms. DeRegal's airplane Pilates session. Planes don't have showers. I bet she stinks, somebody said. This ridiculous lady has already won the Idiot of the Year award and perhaps the Boner of the Day award. Who knows? Boner candidate number 1, CrossFit in the sky. Boner candidate number 2, I'm not putting on anybody's jersey. Yeah, right. Megyn Kelly has described herself as an independent and boasted about not putting on anybody's jersey. Mere weeks after embracing Donald Trump on stage at one of his campaign rallies.
After he said horrible things about her.
Continued. He was the first, remember, that one first debate when he said she was bleeding or what was
Blood
that?
from wherever.
Yeah. During an appearance on Sky News Australia, Megyn Kelly criticized Morning Joe hosts Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski for visiting Trump to restart communications following his election victory. It's about 2 things. 1, their ratings are in the toilet, and truly, they've beyond circled the bowl. They've lost half of their audience, and they're doing what they can to generate interest in the show, Kelly said. Their reason is access to power. She said, I'm not like that at all. I don't wear anybody's jersey. I'm not kowtowing to anybody. She made those remarks just a few weeks after she had hugged Trump on stage at one of his presidential campaign rallies and endorsed him as, quote, a protector of women. What a hypocrite.
Whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2. I'm not putting on anybody's jersey. Right. Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. Truth be told, the standards have not been lowered.
All right, Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by...
Waterproof your home with Baseco, because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by a guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
Henry Winkler has admitted that he prevented his daughter Zoe Winkler from starring on a reality show.
Yes.
For her own good. Do you remember when I was in the running to be on The Bachelorette, Zoe said to her father during Wednesday's episode of What in the Winkler podcast?
What in the Winkler?
Oh, my goodness, yes. We put a stop to that, and only for your own protection. said Henry. He admitted that, yes, he stopped her from being on the show. He asked, and then he said, and I'd like a thank you from you for that, which she half-heartedly gave before revealing that he also stopped her from appearing in another reality show. She claimed she was approached about appearing in a series called Quarter Life Crisis alongside Kim Kardashian and Sarah Howard. Zoe said VH1 executive producer Matt Hanna had created a sizzle reel with the three of them without her dad's knowledge. Zoe said, I came to the house and you met with him outside, the producer. She said to her dad, you met with him outside. I did, Henry said. I said, it's so lovely that you're here. I can suggest some really good restaurants, but my daughter's not doing your show.
Well, good dad, Henry.
Zoe's chances of becoming a reality star were shot down by her father. She said, I really do thank him. It worked out for the best.
I don't know what anybody does those.
He's such a nice guy, isn't he? When former college president Richard Biff Williams, resigned from the school, the Utah Tech University down in St. George, he was able to collect 6 months of transition pay, even though he was under investigation. The Utah Board of Higher Education has now updated its policy to no longer allow that. University presidents who resign while facing credible allegations of misconduct can no longer collect on a perk that had previously let them continue to receive their full salary for up to a year.
Got to read them contracts.
On Thursday, the Utah Board of Education, which has hiring and firing authority over public leaders, college leaders in the state, updated its policy to now limit that benefit to only apply if there are no findings of serious misconduct.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Seems...
The little-known perk for post-presidential pay has long been part of the agreement for the state's top officials in higher education, but it recently came under fire after this Biff Williams guy, who was under investigation for alleged sexual harassment, who's still under investigation, I think, when he left the university, and he still got his salary. He got 6 months' salary, $357,000 he got. So they're going to make that not possible anymore. Well, the word is that the Salt Lake Tribune will become free for anyone to access online.
No more paywall.
There is a paywall now. Now, I get the Salt Lake Tribune a full thing because I subscribe.
Yeah,
I forget how much I pay for it, and I get two print copies a week in the mail.
The mail?
Yeah, they mail them now. So I get a Tuesday, really slim edition.
Yeah, Tuesday was Mondays, and Tuesdays was usually.
And then I think on Friday or Saturday, the Sunday edition comes. That's got a little bit more meat to it. But because I pay, I've been able to get online and read everything. But they're going to make it free for anybody if the Tribune supporters can raise $1 million in the next year. Lauren Gustus, the Tribune CEO and executive editor, announced the move to make the 154-year-old newspaper open and free during the Tribune's second annual Newsmaker Gala, a fundraising dinner held in honor of the news and those who shape it. As a nonprofit, which they are now, we believe that everybody should have access to quality, independent news and information. Thanks to a one-of-a-kind challenge grant from Salt Lake Locals Summer and Chris Gibson, Salt Lake local people, Summer and Chris Gibson, the paper will set its sights on the free model while reaching communities in St. George and Cache Valley in 2025. So if they meet that $1 million within a year, it'll be free.
It's very important for us to continue to have good local journalism.
We need people like Gerke going up on the Hill.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, you're not going to go to the legislature every day and see what's happening. You're not going to go to your city council meeting every week.
If somebody pays me, I will.
We need good local journalism.
All right, we're going to go to the crime desk now. This is a story about a man who faked his death by kayak.
Ryan Borgwart, the Wisconsin man who authorities allege faked his death and staged a kayak accident, is in fact alive. Authorities have confirmed. The Green Lake County Sheriff said at a press conference on Thursday that his office made contact with him through a Russian-speaking woman on November 11th. Authorities don't know where the missing father of three is, but he says he is safe and somewhere overseas. He sent a video to deputies from his apartment where he says, "It's November 11th. I'm safe and secure, no problem." Well, the problem is that you faked your death and you made your wife and 3 children think you were dead.
And I think he ran away to meet some woman that he'd met online.
Yeah. He faked his death. So not only is that horrible for his family, but the sheriff's office and the local community that looked for him.
Yeah.
Authorities previously said that he'd been reported missing in August when his family last heard from him. A search of Green Lake led to a capsized kayak, a fishing rod, a tackle box with his license in it. I'll leave my license in here so they'll know it was me. They spent 54 days looking for him. Turns out he had taken pictures of his passport, moved money to a foreign bank account, changed his email, and had been in communication with a woman in Uzbekistan.
Them Uzbekistan babes are really hot, you know.
I'm gonna fake. Well, there's divorce.
What I don't understand why they're being so nice to him. They're trying to.
They want him, but we just want him home for
We'd like
Christmas.
him to come home. His family misses him, and the sheriff's department is saying, and there is a little matter of about $40,000 we spent looking for him.
Yeah.
But they're being kind of nice to him.
No,
in a
he's
way.
a jerk.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Seattle power outages because of the huge storms that are still lashing the northeast, the northwest coast. Giraffes. 3 subspecies of giraffe could soon become considered extinct.
What?
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has proposed granting endangered status to West African, Kordofan, and Nubian giraffes. According to the federal government, the population of those 3 subspecies of giraffe has declined by approximately 77% since 1985, now totaling fewer than 6,000 animals. While the giraffes are native to Africa, the designation would still offer them protection under the Endangered Species Act. And finally this. Yeah, forget about Black Friday. Just forget about that.
Well, okay.
Because, Brown Friday is really a serious...
What am
Brown
I supposed
Friday.
to do on Brown Friday?
2 of the nation's largest plumbing repair companies say they expect to be quite busy the day after Thanksgiving. They call it Brown Friday.
I see.
Roto-Rooter said it experiences a 50% increase in call volume the day after Thanksgiving compared to an average Friday.
I can see that.
The company also says Thanksgiving weekend has a 21% uptick in business over any other 4-day weekend period. Mr. Rooter, who he's one of the partners in Roto-Rooter, Mr. Rooter said, no, that's another company, Mr. Rooter, also describes the day after Thanksgiving as its busiest of the year. The company said that it's not clogged toilets causing all the issues, but instead items getting into kitchen drains and clogging lines.
Like turkey bones
I
and
thought
stuff.
it was...
Well, no, but Roto-Rooter says it's toilets. So it's both, I guess, toilets and kitchen drains, and it's Brown Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
There you go. Weather, traffic.
Well, today, really warm, 60 for a high, mostly sunny. It'll be just beautiful. Then tomorrow, things start to cloud up, and those storms that Bill was just talking about, we're going to start to see some of that. It's falling apart, so it's not going to be anywhere near what they've had on the West Coast. But we are going to see a 90% chance of rain Saturday night. Could change over to snow Sunday. We stay in the 40s, so probably will be rain down here in the valleys, but we have a chance of precipitation all through the first part of next week. Traffic, we have a crash northbound I-15 102nd south off to the right shoulder. Crash northbound I-15 27th south. Not any major slowdowns. It looks like just some little fender benders that are causing a little bit of slowage, but not anything too bad. And you haven't sent anything in via text, but you certainly can if you see something, and I will pass it along. 33986. Whoa. Would you like to gain strength, balance, flexibility, and confidence?
Would I?
Yeah, with
Jeez.
training from United Studios of Self-Defense, you can and you will. To receive 1 week of free martial arts lessons, go to USSD, that stands for United Studios of Self-Defense, USSDUtah.com.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Truth be told, the standards have not been lowered. Pete Hegseth, the nominee to lead the Defense Department in the next administration, claims that the military has watered down its fitness requirements to accommodate a directive to allow women to serve in the most physically demanding roles. The standards have been lowered, Hedgeseth said in a November 7th interview on the Sean Ryan Show. I am straight up saying we should not have women in combat roles. But the military has said, no, we didn't lower qualification requirements for women to serve in some of the toughest jobs on the battlefield. Although women have long fought in combat, the Department of Defense officially opened those roles to women in 2016. Ash Carter, the defense secretary at the time, said women would still have to prove that they can handle the grueling physical demands.
Okay.
As long as they qualify and meet the standards, women will now be able to contribute to our mission in ways that they could not before, Carter said. They will be allowed to drive tanks, fire mortars, and lead infantry soldiers into combat. Now, in 2022, the Army did lower general physical standards for women and for older troops, female and male, general physical standards.
Okay.
But that only applies to the annual physical fitness exam. And the Army said all of the branches still require women to pass strict fitness tests if they want to take on the most physically challenged specialty jobs. So you can have that general physical standard, and you can meet that. But if you want to be an Army Ranger, or if you want to be a Green Beret, you have to take another kind of physical test. While only a small number of women have been able to meet the rigorous physical requirements to join the elite ranks, there are now thousands of women serving in those positions that were male only until about 9 years ago.
And what do you care if they can perform? Mark Milley was actually asked about this, the general.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care as long as you can do the job. Of course they're welcome to come if they meet the standards.
Boner candidate number 3, truth be told, the standards have not been lowered.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, CrossFit or Air Aerobics, this fitness influencer doing an extensive workout during a long flight. Boner candidate number 2, I'm not putting on anybody's jersey. Yeah, right, Megyn Kelly. I'm not going to kowtow to anybody. That's why you were hugging Donald Trump on stage a while ago. You know? And boner candidate number 3, truth be told, the standards have not been lowered.
All right, time to vote for Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, November 22, 2024. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. All right, you've got, looks like 4 minutes to get your vote in, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day. Lim Jewelers.
Okay, so it's Small Business Saturday this Saturday.
Oh, it is.
So it's a perfect time to get some of your Christmas shopping done. And Small Business Saturday, it's their biggest sale ever at Lim Jewelers, up to 75% off select pieces. Now, I don't know if they did 75% off because they've been around for 75 years, because they have. Family-owned jewelry store. When you go into Lim Jewelers, 5743...
Something like that.
I need to get their exact address. They're in Fort Union. I love going into the store. Carrie and I had our rings cleaned up by
my
them.
ring still looks good.
Yeah. But go in and you can, this is what I think you should do. Custom order something for Christmas. Have something made for your spouse, for your mom, for your daughter maybe. December 15th is the deadline for custom orders. And get a holiday wish list going. Give them a call, 801-561-5462 for Lim Jewelers.
986.
Because they're super nice people and I really like this business, I wanted to make sure I gave you the exact address. And thank you, Mike, in Nashville. Nashville.
Yeah, we get it from Nashville. Can't get it from the room next door. But,
Lim Jewelers. So for Small Business Saturday, go see them on Fort Union, 574 East Fort Union Boulevard.
I think they have a store in Nashville as well, don't they?
Nope.
No?
Just here.
Just here?
Yep.
All right, it's time to announce the winner of today's boner voting, and that's brought to you in part by tuna melt sandwiches and tomato soup.
Nice.
And get ready for Seasons Drinking at Salt Lake's best holiday party happening November 29th through December 28th at the Ruin on Main. Enjoy a holiday wonderland at Ruin with seasonal bar featurings and a takeover from the Remora crew. Learn more at ruinslc.com.
Well, I kind of thought that these candidates were sort of, well, not bad, but not blockbuster candidates like we have been having.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been kind of worrying about that because it seems like every day we could just pick these asshats from the Trump,
The cabinet.
and these jerks in Congress who blindly follow. We could just do that every day.
Easily.
And maybe we should.
You could have 3 a day.
Yeah. These 3 candidates, I sort of thought, am I going to steer away from it just a little? And there was not as much voting.
No.
The voting was pretty evenly scattered among the 3 candidates.
Yeah.
But the ultimate winner was the one that was most closely related to the Trump ones. Hedgeth saying the standards it's number 3, saying military standards have been lowered. No, they haven't.
That's your boner of the day for today, November 22, 2024. Now qualified to be boner of the week. That happens this morning at 9:50 when Dave the Flower Guy comes in and just tells us who boner of the week is. All right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
Wondering what wines to get for Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving this year? Well, Caymus Conundrum have you covered. Caymus Conundrum has been complimenting dinner tables since the 80s and is available today to complement yours. Get some today.
Have another drink, it'll make you feel better. Have another drink and you feel alright. If you feel down and you're under the weather, have another drink and you feel alright.
Well, here he is, the benevolent and somewhat fascistic despot of the Wine Academy of Utah.
This doesn't describe him very well.
He's benevolent. He's the benevolent despot of the Wine Academy of Utah.
You got popcorn all over the place over here.
There's one piece right there. One piece of popcorn on the floor. See, there he goes. See, there he is. There he goes.
There's
being
my
a despot,
benevolence.
Being a despot right
Despot.
there. He runs the Wine Academy of Utah, wineacademyofutah.com. Jimmy Santangelo is here, and he's given us wine.
Yes, we have Conundrum, famed Wagner family. This is Caymus Conundrum, both the white and the red. They're blends. These wines are a go-to, period. They are such a fun wine selection to choose and bring over to friends' houses. Great for Thanksgiving. Why? Because this blended white, it's Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, Viognier blend. They blend different variations and even different varietals year to year.
I knew it was a blend, but I didn't realize it was that involved.
Yeah, they're only getting better, these guys. I like this white. So this is the deal. It was years ago, a couple winemakers came together at the table with Chuck Wagner of Caymus Cabernet Sauvignon fame, and they would blend unique grape varieties that was basically leftovers, blend them together, saying, hey, how would this do? Well, it became a tradition, and then it became so fun that they would bottle it. And then they were like, this is so good, we should probably sell it. And they have, and they do.
It's like mad scientist stuff.
Mad scientist stuff.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, it's really fun. This is going to go great with the bird. You have your... the breast meat, the stuffing, the gravy. That's a lot of saltiness, but you don't need anything too big, rich, and red. So this white goes really well.
I just smacked my lips.
It's delicious, isn't it?
What? Tell me, how do they?
$15, by the way.
Do they keep it the same? You're doing these blends. How do you keep it consistent, or does it does it change taste from batch to batch?
That's a great question, and it's all in the name here. It's a conundrum of what's in there, so they're very playful with that. But if you were another winemaker, what you're doing is you're sourcing from and you're making a blend, whether it's a red or a white. You source from further from where you're at, so you're not relying on the exact weather pattern in your neighborhood. Yeah. So you're able to be like, yeah, man, this year was great for Cab Sav in my backyard. But the last year was terrible. It was a real wet year. But the Merlot I get up north was fantastic. So that blend of Merlot might be more from the previous vintage.
You will notice a little different in taste.
You can. And they'll all have their style, their signature style that they want to do. They being winemakers, there's a signature style there. But we don't see vintage variation as much as the Europeans do because we source from a broader area and we have the benefit in many of our wine regions, our AVAs, warmth, heat, and we're not afraid to use oak, new oak. We'll spend that cost to help stabilize and help be consistent because you can open up. When I think we featured, maybe we haven't, the Caymus Cabernet Sauvignon, the parent of this conundrum, their 50th anniversary of Cab Sav came out, and it's the 2022 vintage. It's ready to go right out of the bottle. I mean, it'll improve with age. And this is an $80 bottle, $75 bottle. And typically, if you buy that kind of cost of a wine from Europe, a Bordeaux or something, you need to sit on it for 3, 5, 10 years for it to really open up and develop.
So when you say, so it might change a little bit different in taste, but the signature remains the same. Yeah. Does that mean, for instance, this Conundrum White has a kind of a slight acidity to it, a kind of citrusy kind of, is that the signature?
So what we have here is no oak aging. You've got the base foundation, you have your Chardonnay. Then you have the acidity to come through of your Sauvignon Blanc. You have the florality of the Semillon. And then the orchard fruit, peaches and cream of your Viognier. So this wine to the Wagner family is like a blank slate to an artist. They're really coloring in their own.
Well, we'll get to the Conundrum Red after these and answer your questions at 877-602-9696. I see a text question coming in already, 33986 if you're shy.
Anything you want to ask the benevolent despot of the Wine Academy of Utah, Jimmy Santangelo, ask questions about wine or spirits or hospitality or restaurants.
I mean, Thanksgiving is coming. You probably have questions about beverages for Thanksgiving. So,
cool.
Crash south on I-15, 102nd south, off to the right shoulder. Actually causing quite a bit of slowage through there for friends of the program. That's the only thing that UDOT is reporting. If you see something, you can report it too. You are all part of the Infiniteam. Let us know what you're seeing out there on the roads. 33986. The Stateroom presents Making Live Music Memories. Deadheads don't miss Terrapin Flyer performing live Grateful Dead covers this Friday and Saturday at the Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
KXRK Provo. We will have more with Jimmy after these. 877-602-9696 for questions or text your questions to 33986. UtahAdvocates.com.
The advocates are personal injury attorneys, and if you are hurt in an accident, car accident, a slip and fall accident, a dog bite, scooter, bicycle, whatever it is, these are the people you should call, 801-355-5550, and see if you have a case, and then let them deal with the insurance company. They won't charge you a dime for any of it. They only get some money when they get you a settlement, and believe me, they'll get you a settlement.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the advocates, 801-355-5550 or UtahAdvocates.com. But also we should mention they are big sponsors of the Thanksgiving Heroes. The Thanksgiving Heroes, 1 in 6 kids do not eat unless they're in school. Groceries have gone up in price. So the Thanksgiving Heroes, they need your help to collect things for Thanksgiving. And it doesn't say here where you take it or go. Right. Just you go to ThanksgivingHeroes.org.
Yeah,
that's what
there.
I remember from yesterday.
And you can donate money there or items.
That's the
or
best
volunteer.
way to do it.
ThanksgivingHeroes.org. Yeah. All right. That's it.
Did you
in Salem.
In Salem.
Is going to Friendsgiving and needs to
Now,
hear.
Is it DAWN or
Yeah,
DON?
Dawn.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you noticed last hour Orlando called.
Oh, I
and
see.
then before that.
All right.
So these are all real people,
Tony,
in Gina's head.
All right. Sponsor Gina, is this
I
feature?
wish you would notice when I do these
I
things.
should pay attention.
around that old oak
I
tree.
should pay attention. Salem.
Salem is the important part of that.
Okay.
Wondering what wines to get for Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving this year? Well, Camus Conundrum have you covered. We tried the white. We're going to try the red, right?
Well, we're back. Jimmy Santangelo, the benevolent despot of the Wine Academy of Utah, wineacademyofutah.com. He's a one-man show there. He does it all.
Got some people on
he's
now.
got help.
I got peeps.
Oh, you got people?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, yeah, but you're right. It's a lot of fun. You know, being a small business guy here in our community, doing something so fun with engaging. I'm in front of, like you guys, you're in front of millions of people every morning. I'm in front of hundreds of people, but like I got to see them.
That's a nice space you've got there.
Yeah, it's a nice space, and all our events that we do. Just last night, we were at the Leonardo Museum, did Thanksgiving wine tasting. We're at Tracy Aviary, just did something at the Ruin Bar. That was a lot of fun. So you can find us at all our events at the wineacademyofutah.com. But this Conundrum Red Blend.
Are we going to talk about that now?
Big,
I already
you're
drank.
spilled.
I drank all mine.
You're spilled.
I need a
Well,
little,
you can't
a little
contribute
more.
if
There,
you
that's
don't
good.
have something to sip.
So
I
Zinfandel
spilled it.
Petit Syrah, Cab Sav. This is providing a nice, complex, lighthearted, dynamic red. This is a go-to wine if you're going to somebody's house. Like, hon, what are they making for dinner again? You know, it's going to cover it. And this is also good with the bird because, you know, when I eat, especially Thanksgiving or I go out to dinner and there's all these beautiful components on the plate, I like making like the perfect bite, right? The perfect bite, you know.
Yes.
And if you have a little bit of cranberry, you got the turkey, the gravy, a little stuffing, a touch of mashed potatoes. Man, you top that with the cranberry, like I said, boom, this wine's going to come right
Here's
through.
the thing, Jimmy. Every time I think to myself, I'm not a red wine drinker. You bring in a red wine,
You just have to have the right ones.
and they're fabulous. And
You know, this one is interesting to me because it has a little bit of that tannic to it, but it also has a sweetness to it,
This is
which
great.
which I really like.
Yeah, they do. What I'm looking here is the alcohol. Yeah, that's going to do it. It's keep away from open foot. No, 14.6% alcohol by volume. So wines typically are 13.5. As they go up a little higher in alcohol, the that richness really comes out. The ripeness of the fruit is emphasized, and that's good. Because it's playful, especially with food, but also good on its own, and it balances the wine out.
Now, if you have any questions for Jimmy, 877-602-9696 is the number. You can text questions as well.
here's the first question. And this is, I'm glad that they asked this. It seems like a stupid question, but I'm glad they asked.
No, sure, yeah.
Can I buy simple syrup somewhere, or do I need to make it?
Ooh, that is a good question. You
Melanie.
can. It's super simple to make it. However,
It's
you
right in the
can
name.
buy it. It's a,
Syrup?
Sorry, go ahead.
Harmon's. Harmon's has a great, and many grocers may, but I'm just visualizing because my office is in right downtown. The Harmon's downtown there has a beautiful. They got a really developed. So yes, you can. You can buy simple syrup.
But it's easy to make.
A 1-to-1 ratio. Take a handful of sugar, a handful of water, combine it together, and heat it up. Melt it down. You're good to go.
Yeah, so you can make your own. Let's see. Here's another text question. Hi, Jimmy. I don't drink wine, but I've been invited to a dinner party where they're having tri-tip steak, and I need to know what would be the
lucky you.
best bottle to take. I would,
I would
say
take this conundrum, and this is why with tri-tip, it's not as so. When you pair wine with red meat, you think about the marbliness of it, how fatty that steak's going to be.
Yeah.
Is it a prime rib on the bone, really meaty and fatty and highly or is it more of a sirloin? The tri-tip kind of is in there, or is it a filet mignon? Now they're all meat, they're all red beef, but there's different wines to go with each because the leanness of it. So tri-tip, actually, honestly, this happens to be a great wine that we would pair with that.
This is the
conundrum, yeah.
red
And
blend.
this is so both these wines are on sale this month. The white's $15, and this is $19.
Such a great price
It's
for
really
such a
great
delicious wine.
I would buy. Don't buy
It's
one, buy
stock-
two.
Yeah, it's stock up time. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. I'd like to try wine that doesn't make me want to immediately spit it out. I'm a recovering Mormon, and I know nothing about wine except the one red that I had tasted. It tasted like dried cloves. Something a little too much.
Yeah. So I love when people are, hey, I'm not a wine drinker, or I'm new to wine, that kind of a thing. That Moscato d'Asti is always a fun one to make a recommendation with. And then you also have, if you want to do reds, go into the Pinot Noir. Or just yesterday we celebrated Beaujolais Nouveau. It's a wine that comes out the third Thursday in November, and it just was released not just in Utah, but internationally, like on the planet. It arrives in everyone's retail stores the third Thursday, and it's fruit from just this past harvest. So these grapes were plucked, September, October, and they're in your glass at your dinner table today. So
Very, very
And
young.
they just put it out on the floor of the liquor stores.
Yeah.
So
we got a call yesterday.
You have to suck it up off the floor.
Yeah.
We got some phone calls.
Demetra is here.
Hi, Demetra. What's your question for Jimmy?
Hi, my ex is coming over for Thanksgiving, and he wants to have an old bottle of wine, a Chateau Ledurant, a Sauternes from 1997.
Yes.
I suspect
Sauterne. Yep.
Is it
Is it a white small bottle?
it's a small bottle, and it's reddish.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is it expensive?
Yeah.
I think
he's
got a lot of nerve making an order like that. Frankly,
yeah. Why don't you tell him to bring his own?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Why don't you bring that?
BYOB, buddy.
It's a tough crowd over here.
Yeah.
15 years ago, I bought a wine collection in an auction for my kids' private school, and it was in that collection.
Fun.
And it's the last of it, and I think it's too sweet. He brought it over last year. I wanted to have it, and
yeah, it'll be a sweet wine. It's a Sauterne. It's from southern Bordeaux, and give it a slight chill. Don't get it too,
not too cold.
Yeah, get it cold for you. Careful extracting the cork, but if the cork breaks or if it's brittle, that's okay. If the cork it drops into the wine, that's okay. Just put a straw down there to prevent the cork from blocking the pouring, and just pour it all out into a separate decanter, or just use that to pour into the glass.
Strain it maybe if there's little bits of cork in
but
it.
It'll be a sweet wine, and for Thanksgiving, at your apple pie or your pumpkin pie, it's going to go really good with it.
There you go.
Oh, that sounds great.
What time are you having dinner?
What time?
What time is dessert?
Right over.
You know our rule. Is it a good wine?
Yeah,
it's good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah.
okay.
All right, thanks, Demetri.
Also, I wanted to comment. A friend of mine knows Jimmy. His name's Jerry Lidke, and he's the chef now at a place called Bar Avin in Salt Lake.
Yeah,
he used to be the chef at the
No,
Tin
absolutely.
Angel.
Yeah, he used to be the chef over at Tin Angel. Love that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Demetra. See you later.
Thanks, Demetri.
Okay.
Real
Thank you,
quickly, Danielle. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm in California, and we had a winery here that unfortunately closed after COVID. They used to do a sparkling Zin,
Oh, really?
which sounds insane. It was like one of the greatest things I've ever had, and I've never been able to find anything close to it. I don't know if you could direct me somewhere.
There's a sparkling Shiraz out of Australia that might reflect similar flavor characteristics. Was it a red bubbly or was it
It was red, yeah.
Yeah, it was red. So this sparkling Shiraz would do the trick. They had it at the wine store. I don't recall seeing it as of recently, but just because I wasn't looking for it, so I'm not sure if we still have it.
She's in California.
And if you're
are you in California now?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a Bevmo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So there is an off-dry one from Clito Chiarli. It's a Grasparoso. It's a Lambrusco. So look for Lambruscos out of Italy. Similar characteristic, but they are slightly off-dry. Anyways, good luck. Thank you.
Thanks, Danielle.
Thanks.
See ya.
All right, so Jimmy, you've got a couple of things happening with Ken Sanders, it looks like.
Ken Sanders, yeah, we're doing something called Literary Libations. We're interviewing Ken Sanders. We're having a pairing beverage with this interview. It's going to be live recorded and then for future broadcasts. Going to be a lot of fun at Leonardo Museum. You can go to wineacademyofutah.com for more information. It's going to be on Saturday, November 30th, so Thanksgiving weekend.
I'll put that on my calendar.
You should be there, Bill.
You better
That's
be
right
there.
up your alley.
Yeah. Ken's an old friend of mine.
There you go. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the weekend.
WineAcademyofutah.com. Traffic, Gina.
Crash southbound I-15 102nd South. Also northbound I-15 around 27th South. And I thought I saw something come in via text. We got lost in questions for Jimmy. So send me your traffic, please, and I will pass it along. 33986.
All right, thank you. Beat Gina coming up after these messages. What is the prize for Beat Gina today?
Oh, it's still win it before you can buy it because tickets go on sale later today for Jack White.
Jack White tickets, 877-602-9696 with Beat Gina. It's Hulk trivia. The Incredible Hulk.
All Hulk?
Comics, movies, all the Hulk. So it's easy. 877-602-9696. BigOTires.com.
Big O Tires. Buy 3, get 1 free on select sets right now of Nexen, Nitto, Sumitomo, National, and Cooper Tires. Now, I believe all the Big O Tire stores are doing that, but it's only until the 24th of November.
Well, you want to get your new tires before you're traveling for Thanksgiving.
Well, exactly.
You should at least, even if you're not getting new tires, you should at least get your car checked out before you travel, and they do that there too.
Get to know your local Big O Tire store. It's just kind of helpful when they recognize you and they know your car, and they're always very friendly. I go to the one on 2nd East and South Temple, and they're terrific there. So go to BigOTires.com, find that store near you. You know, you can make an appointment online if you choose to do it that way, or you can call them. They're that way. Or you know what? You can just walk into Big O Tires and say, make my tires better. Better, it's not good now. And they'll help you. They'll help you learn English as well. BigOTires.com is the place to go. They are the team you trust. You had a list, Gina?
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you said not to do it.
I know.
Well,
I thought you had something else.
I was looking for it, and I can't find it.
No. Well, then I guess we're going
I mean, you went as far as to say not only don't do it, but don't do it until next year.
Don't do it until next year. But now I can't find it.
But now...
I can't find the one.
Okay.
It was 100 things to do in Utah.
Well, keep looking, because if not, you're going to get...
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
If you don't find it quick, you're going to get 29 Irish side dishes that beat boiled cabbage every time. If you don't find it...
Fine. You do that, but you wouldn't let me do the 20 sauces that can improve any meal list.
And I do have to say... Look at what you're going up against. Boiled cabbage. Is it hard to beat boiled cabbage?
Grilled cabbage is good.
Well, that's not what
But
the
that's
list
not
is.
what the
This
list
is boiled cabbage. And I'm here to tell you that anything beats boiled cabbage.
I like boiled cabbage sometimes.
Okay, Bill, if you don't find it...
I'm not seeing it.
Well, okay.
I don't know what happened to it.
Okay, number 1, Cole Cannon. It's a traditional Irish dish made of creamy mashed potatoes, green veggies like
we eat it at my house.
Scallions, kale.
Mm-hmm. I'd eat that.
It's good.
It's better than...
I have 10 sequels that were better than the original.
Box tea.
Superman 2. Anyway, sorry, yes.
Box tea.
Empire Strikes Back. Box tea?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Can't decide between a crispy latke or a pile of creamy mashed potatoes? Make box tea. Crunchy on the outside, soft and fluffy in the center. Irish potato pancakes.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, sounds good.
Also, let's see, it was Wrath of Khan. Would be
I think they're on there. Yeah,
I'm doing both of your lists.
right.
Roasted parsnips.
I love roasted
I
parsnips.
think I'd rather have boiled cabbage, but
I love roasted parsnips.
Now on here, and I know Carrie experienced this over the holidays, as did our family.
Yes.
Yorkshire pudding.
Oh yes, yeah. Sue made some.
I've never had it. What is? Here are 101 things to see and do in the Beehive State. I found it.
Well,
No.
so Yorkshire pudding, not pudding.
No.
Which we had to tell our kids they were Yorkshire biscuits, because if we called them Yorkshire pudding,
Yeah.
they would have been confused because
Because they're stupid.
no, I think most people think pudding is a certain thing that is
Jell-O
not
pudding.
Yeah.
So if you told them that, they would have been just nonplussed and not been able to
well,
eat
it
it.
just doesn't
What?
make sense. This isn't pudding. It's like a. It's
So you lied to them.
It's like a biscuit, a savory biscuit that you put beef fat in, and you kind of cook it with beef. They were delicious.
Well, it's called a pudding because that's what they call dessert in England. Pudding.
But this would be a savory dessert.
How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
That's true. Do you want me to keep going with this?
Sure, you might as well. You already went that far.
I've already given most of the list that he had with the
Well,
sequel.
this 101 things to do in Utah, this is really the first ones you go, what? Visit the Bonneville Salt Flats?
No.
Why would you do
You
that?
don't need to go out there and do that.
No.
Have a day on the beach on Utah Lake.
No, don't do that. It's gross.
Tour Temple Square. Well, maybe.
No, it's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
How about beer cheese soup? Do you want beer?
I've had that.
I'd have beer cheese soup.
I've had
sure.
it.
It's better than
good.
boiled cabbage, I'll tell you that. I've got a better list than all of you.
Okay.
Really?
How much of a true Utahn are you?
Okay.
And I have 24 items.
All right.
Okay.
And you give yourself a point for each one that you've done.
Okay.
Okay.
Seen Delicate Arch in person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hiked to Donut Falls.
Yes.
Yep.
Watched a Utah BYU football
Yes.
game.
Yep.
Walked around the state capitol building.
Yes.
Yep.
Floated in the Great Salt Lake.
Yes.
No.
We've all been on a boat together.
Well,
Great
I think
salt.
they mean actually immersed in. But
Oh.
anyway,
We
I
have?
don't know. Visited the ice castles.
Yes.
Driven the Alpine Scenic Loop.
Yes.
Yes.
Climbed Angel's Landing.
No, I have not
Yes.
done
Walked
that.
around Temple Square.
Yes.
Rode Cannibal at Lagoon.
I don't think I
No.
have.
Okay. Complained about drivers on I-15.
Sure.
Sure.
Funeral potatoes.
Yeah.
Always ask for fry sauce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Know exactly where Shane Company is located.
Yes.
And the reason I saved this list is because we made number 15. Still have an X96 freeloader card.
Oh, we are. Oh, look at that.
16, gone off-roading in Moab.
Yeah.
I rode a bike in
A
Moab.
bike.
All right. Walked on the Bonneville Salt Flats.
No.
Yes.
Tried a raspberry shake at Bear Lake.
Yes.
Yes.
Spent the day on a boat at Lake Powell.
Yes.
Yes.
Been to a concert at the Great Salt Air.
Yes.
Seen a famous person at the Sundance Film
Yes.
Festival.
Mhm.
Gone to Oktoberfest at Snowbird.
Yes.
Skied or snowboard the greatest snow.
Mhm.
Or have ever said the word frick.
Never.
I've never genuinely used it. I've used it jokingly.
There are only 4 things I haven't
There
done
was
on
there
that list.
there was somebody. What was his name? He was a politician named Ford Frick. Ford Frick. So maybe I would have said his name, that word.
There's a Twitter handle I follow called Utah is Awesome, and they put that out. So if you want to find it, that's where that is.
I haven't done Cannibal because a while ago I gave myself permission to not ride the upside downy rides.
Well, and I gave myself permission when my kids no longer wanted to go to Lagoon. I didn't have to go.
Well, and see, I haven't been to Lagoon since I think the last time I was at Lagoon was with you guys.
We did a show there.
No, I'll go to Lagoon.
And even then, I didn't ride many rides. I did the
just-
show and left.
I go to Lagoon, but I just give myself permission to not have to ride those.
That when we did a show at Lagoon, I did that sky ride. Is that what they call it, or where it's like a big
Sky
bungee
coaster.
sky coaster?
Oh, the bungee thing.
Yeah, which I was scared to death to do, and I got talked into it, and I did it, and it was the most incredible. It really felt like you were flying.
Then you need to watch Saturday Night Live.
There's a
whole sketch about that.
About bungee?
That just happened this weekend.
Okay.
Keenan Thompson and a bunch of people, and the gag is that Keenan Thompson wants everybody to go. Come on, everybody. And everyone's like, I don't know. He says, come on, I was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
This is no big deal. And then he gets in it and passes out.
Yeah.
And then he... And the gag is it's just him moving, passed out.
Yeah.
It's a sight gag. But then he says, "But you were in the Air Force. I just painted the planes." But, very funny. All right. Anyway, so that was like several lists. That was like a list overload.
It sure was.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Because on this day,
I'm still sad about this one. In 1997.
I was going to say 27 years ago.
What's what?
What is a hoo-ha-ha? Bill, don't you mark today on your count the day Michael Hutchence died in 1997?
No. No, today is the
Women
day.
of a certain age do.
Today is the day that John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, okay.
We all kind of overshadowed Michael Hutchence.
We all have our priorities, so that's all right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
Yes, Jack White coming May 10th to the Union. Tickets go on sale today. I believe it's at 10 o'clock. You can find all the information at x96.com.
Well, it's Love Your Freckles Day. And to celebrate, we're going to play the game named for a woman who has never had a freckle in her life.
Really?
It's time for Beat Gina. I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny Ola with word about a fantastic new fragrance for you gals out there. There's a fragrance that's here today, and they call it Charlie. A different fragrance that thinks your way, and they call it Charlie. Kinda young, kinda now, Charlie. Kinda free, kinda wild, Charlie. It's the kind of fragrance that's gonna stay, and it's here now. Charlie.
Shelley Hack.
Charlie by Revlon, a most original fragrance.
Thank you.
Song written by Bobby Short and sung by Bobby Short. But then also sung by, in another iteration of the commercial, by Mel Torme. And a crazy one, Little Richard.
Well,
I don't remember that one.
Oh, I think they only showed it in urban areas. I don't know. And now, here he is. He wears the Charlie Companion fragrance.
Oh.
Chaz.
Yes.
Your host. Yes, there was a companion.
Chuck? It should have been Chuck.
It was. No. Chaz, that's classy. Here he is, your host, Carrie Jackson.
Oh, that's that's the name I use when I'm going undercover.
Yeah. Chaz.
All right, and looks like the randomizer has picked a contestant. Hiroko, is that you?
Yes.
All right, Hiroko is going to play against you, Gina, for
Okay.
those Jack White tickets. Now, if Gina beats you, Hiroko, what are you prepared to do in her name?
I will make $80 donation to the youth homeless shelter on the west side.
Great idea.
That's very nice. Okay, so because it is Eric Bana's... No, wait, Mark Ruffalo. Sorry. Another Hulk.
Eric Bana's my
Mark Ruffalo's
Nobody remembers Eric.
birthday today. We're doing Hulk trivia. We got multiple choice, pop culture trivia. We'll, who goes first? Hiroko, call it. Heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, let's see. Oh, it is heads. Hiroko goes first. This first question is for you to answer exclusively. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer the same question, stealing your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you has 3 points. First question for Hiroko. Here we go. According to Looper.com, Looper.com.
Sure.
What is the worst rated Hulk movie? Is it Ang Lee's Hulk from 2003? Is it number 2, When Hulky Met Sally?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 3, The Death of the Incredible Hulk? Or was it 4, My Big Fat Hulk Wedding?
Number 1?
Ang Lee's Hulk? I threw that in there
Well,
to throw you off.
was a good guess, really.
It must
Gina?
be The Death of the Incredible.
Death of the Incredible Hulk. It was a made-for-TV movie. The Hulk died by falling out of a helicopter.
Well, he could
Well, how's that
survive
possible?
Exactly.
My God.
Daredevil was in it.
Hmm.
Rex Smith was Daredevil.
Oh, jeez,
It was
Rex
terrible.
Smith. You
Oh, no,
take
that's
my
the death.
breath away.
I was thinking of the trial of the Incredible Hulk.
Oh.
Sorry. Anyway, but he fell out of a helicopter.
Sorry,
Terrible.
Hiroko. Gina has the point and controls the question.
All right, Gina.
Yes.
In The Incredible Hulk, Bruce attempted to say to some bad guys, "You would not like me when I'm angry," in a foreign language.
Oh.
But he didn't quite say it correctly.
Okay.
What did Bruce say instead of angry?
Okay.
Is it 1, thirsty?
Uh-huh.
Is it 2, hungry?
Uh-huh.
Is it 3, fabulous? Or is it 4, Eric Bana? You wouldn't like me.
I would like you if you were Eric Bana, but that's not the hungry.
Hungry is correct.
Hangry. It's 2 for Gina, Hiroko. You better get this one or it's big trouble.
All right, Hiroko.
Okay.
Bruce was helped via the internet in his quest for a cure. On the Instant Messenger, Bruce went by his code name Mr. Green. What was his helper's screen name, code name? Is it 1, Goldilocks? Is it 2, Mrs. Green? Is it 3, Papa Bear? Or 4, Mr. Blue?
Number 1?
Goldilocks? No, terribly sorry.
All right, Hiroko. This could be the end for you, my dear.
I don't know, Mrs. Green?
Mrs. Green?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Mr. Blue.
You're still sort of in it, Hiroko. That was a steal. Gina has 2 points. You have none. Gina controls the question. She could win with this.
Gina, at the end of The Incredible Hulk,
Okay.
which character from another comic series made an appearance
'Kay.
at the end of The Incredible Hulk?
Okay.
Was it 1, Tony Stark, Iron Man? Was it 3, Nick Fury? Was it 3, Armless Tiger Man? Or 4, Hairbag? All Marvel characters.
Really?
Yes.
Hairbag?
Hairbag.
I'm not saying hairbag,
No.
but hairbag?
Hmm.
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury is
Wasn't he always at the end of all of them?
not in this one.
It's a trick
Hiroko.
question.
It is a trick
Hiroko,
question.
you could maybe get back into the game here.
Number 3.
Armless Tiger Man?
No.
No, Tony Stark.
It's still 2-0. 0 is you, Hiroko.
Oh, my.
But you control the question, so maybe you'll go from being 0 to something.
All right.
Okay.
Hiroko, what is one of the Hulk's superhuman abilities that we don't really hear much about? Is it 1, he is immune to all types of diseases and viruses? Is it 2, he can balance 88 spoons on his body? Is it 3, he can fly? Or is it 4, he can assemble a Mr. Potato Head in 12.11 seconds?
Number 1.
He is immune.
Oh, see, now she's
Oh,
back
you're
in
back in it?
Yes.
Well, it's 2-1, but now back to Gina.
it. Okay.
Gina, what was the original color of the Hulk
Okay.
in the comic books?
Okay.
Was it 1, red? These are all real colors, by the way. Is it 2, Snagglepuss lavender? Is it 3, nacho cheese orange? Or 4, gray?
Red. No?
Hiroko, you could tie it up.
Oh, man.
Gray.
Gray is correct.
It's 2-2.
Wow.
Hiroko controls the
They
question.
couldn't get the green right, so he was gray, for a
Gray.
while. Yeah.
This will
So
be
it was meant to be green.
Hiroko.
just
If you
a
get
little
this,
icy.
if you get this, this would be the comeback of all
Yeah.
time.
Yes, Hiroko.
All right.
Here we go. What is not one of the PhDs that Bruce Banner has? What is not a PhD that Bruce Banner has? Is it 1, biochemistry? Is it 2, physicist? Is it 3, manga? Or 4, mathematics?
Manga.
Manga is
Yeah,
correct.
you win the game, Hiroko. It is the comeback of
We went
all
through
time.
all of my Hulk trivia
Yay.
questions.
I've been shamed.
Congratulations.
That's okay. You won fair and square these tickets to Jack White, May 10th at the Union.
That's amazing.
Thank you. You're
Way to
welcome.
go, Hiroko.
Hang on. Hang on. Listen. I've got to go. I've got to go to my part-time job.
Oh.
I answer Shelley Hack's fan mail.
Oh, good. Probably doesn't take long.
No.
They're all from Gina, strangely enough. All right, news brought to you by
Clark Planetarium proudly presents Laser Trans-Siberian Orchestra, a holiday music journey November 22nd through December 31st. Don't miss this breathtaking laser light spectacle in the Hanson Dome Theater. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
I rode in a limousine with Bobby Short once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a fragrance. I always loved that song. You see him in the commercial just very briefly. He's got the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
He's really sophisticated. Olivia Newton-John. She has this leather jacket that she wore in was it Greece, Gina?
Yes, the famous jacket.
And that's being auctioned off. It says here it's an iconic motorcycle jacket from Greece.
You know, Christmas is coming. I'm just saying.
She and John Travolta wore a matching jacket, which was really stupid. But
What? Why was that really stupid? That's the whole thing.
If you have to ask. A portion of the auction proceeds will benefit the Olivia Newton-John Foundation Fund that was founded by Ms. Newton-John and her husband, John Easterling. The independent charity sponsors global research into plant medicine treatments for cancer.
See, isn't that nice? If somebody wanted to give me that for Christmas,
Let
and
me
then
just
help.
read that again. The charity, they sponsor global research into plant medicine treatments for cancer.
That's your
Hey,
a bit of weed.
Anything that can help cancer, go. Yeah, do
Sure.
it. Sure.
Newton-John died in October of 2022 at the age of 73 after fighting breast cancer for 10 years or more, even. It says here decades. So, the auction event comes just weeks after an exhibition of her collection opens at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. And, there you go. A road rage incident. This is bizarre. A woman facing multiple road rage charges. This is in Riverdale. After confronting another driver in a Riverdale restaurant drive-through. Kay Condi was arrested Wednesday, one day after the incident began on northbound I-15 in Ogden. According to the arrest report, cameras in a Tesla that Condi was following on the highway captured her making multiple improper lane changes and failing to maintain within a single lane during the incident. With her two young children inside the Tesla, the victim got off the Riverdale Road exit and noticed that Condi was following. When the victim went to the Habit Burger drive-thru, she was confronted by Ms. Condi, who police said began yelling and swearing. The victim had her 1- and 2-year-old children with her in the car, and she stated she was scared for her safety as the suspect yelled at her, accusing her of cutting her off while driving. During the incident, Ms. Condi is accused of reaching into the Tesla and grabbing a $20 bill off the victim's lap.
Whoa.
Video from the Tesla showed Condi walking away with the money in her hand. Using Condi's license plate, police were able to track her down to a rental car that was seen outside of her house. She was observed getting into the car. An officer made a traffic stop, and Condi said, that was me. Yeah, I'm sorry, I did it. 3 Utah children who've been missing for 2 years. American Fork children. They were taken by their father and members of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They're back with their mother now, thanks to the 2-man police force in a small Arizona town on the border with Kanab. Police say the disappearance of the Barlow brothers on October 29, 2022 was orchestrated by their father and members of the Fundamentalist Church being run by Warren Jeffs from behind bars. American Fork Police Lieutenant Stuart Four confirmed that the brothers were safe and with their mother, who had left the FLDS Church. Police in Fredonia, Arizona, on the other side of the border from Kanab, said they'd received information in late August on the location of the kids. Fredonia police said that they received information in late August that the children who had been missing were in town. In all, the discovery and return of the kids occurred within 3 days. It was short, quick, and very, very successful, said Fredonia police officer Andrew Smith. So that's just how it works. It's not necessarily the FLDS group, he said, but anybody gets wind that there's more than just the normal police force in town, especially in a town like this, things start to move, he said. But that's exciting that she got her kids back. They'd been, well, we're going to keep them in the church and we'll show you. But they said are really glad to be back with their family. Gina, it says here, bird flu infections in Utah should not cause any anxiety.
Too late.
But it says it's okay. Even though we found bird flu in flocks across the state, don't sweat it.
For now.
It's okay.
Till it crosses. It's going to cross.
We're going to go to the crime desk now. It was puzzling that the judge declared a mistrial in this case.
Trial of a woman accused of encouraging her son to kill a woman ended in a mistrial after issues with the jury, including one juror who did crossword puzzles during the testimony and deliberation. Because, murder trials are so boring.
Oh.
The juror issues occurred during the murder trial of Sheila Agee, according to reports. She's accused of telling her son Keith to kill the mother of his children, Brooklyn Sims, who was murdered in a Home Depot where the two worked. There are text messages between mom and son where she said, just make sure you don't shoot me, when you're coming here to shoot her. Make sure you don't. Remember, your mom's here at the Home Depot, too. One juror was doing crossword puzzles during the testimony and during the deliberations, and she said, well, I was listening.
I was listening? I was just doing crosswords, but else. I was listening.
It's been declared a mistrial.
Wow.
Let's see. One more quick story here. Oh, I was going to just say this. So there are now graphic details that have been released about the sexual assault claim against Pete Hegseth, the guy who's Trump's nominee to be head of the
Defense Department.
Yeah, don't read them.
But I just all you need to know is this: the place where he met this woman, it was a bar called. The name of the bar was Knuckles. Boo! So it's just trouble. It's trouble.
Yes.
All right, that's it.
Sports, weather, traffic.
So you've got the Utes. It's senior night. It's a home game, 5:30 tomorrow against number 22 ranked Iowa State. The Cougars play Arizona State tomorrow at 1:30. Utah State plays San Diego State at 1:30 tomorrow. And Weber State against Cal Poly tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That's your sports. Weather. Today will be nice, sunny, and very warm, 60 for a high today. This is ahead of that, what's left of the atmospheric river that we're going to be seeing over the next several days. That starts Saturday night, and it will be pretty warm when it gets here, so it'll be rain for sure in the valleys, snow in the mountains. We could see some snow down here in the valley. Sunday night into Monday could get cold enough, but we're going to stay fairly warm in the 40s, it looks like. Overnight lows in the 20s. That could be when that changes over to snow. Traffic we have, let's see, friend of the program says free snow shovel I-80 East at the 7th East overpass, so you might want to get one of those before this weekend. And looks like everything's moving pretty well, other than folks stopping for the snow shovel. So if you see something, you can text us 33986. Would you like to gain strength, balance, flexibility, and confidence with training from United Studios of Self-Defense? You can and you will. Receive 1 week free martial arts lessons. Go to ussdutah.com.
Thank you.
X986.
Just quickly, Bobby Short, who sang that, and he also wrote it, was considered the just the best interpreter of Cole Porter songs in the world at the time. And he performed every weekend, I believe, Saturdays and Sundays, or Fridays and Saturdays, at the Cafe Carlisle in New York City on the Upper East Side. And I had the opportunity to go see Bobby Short perform. There was this friend of mine in town, and he had a this rich woman with him who was his father's girlfriend. And she was very wealthy. She was an heiress to the Tribune fortune, as a matter of fact, the Salt Lake Tribune fortune. At any rate, 2 nights in a row, we went and sat and watched Bobby Short, because she loved him, perform at the Cafe Carlisle, drinking expensive champagne and watching. And it was terrific. It was just... And then she called Bobby Short over to the table the second night and said, "Could we give you a ride home in my limousine?"
Well, yes, you may.
And I got to ride home with Bobby Short and in the back seat of a limousine to his place, and then they dropped me off at my dumpy place down in the.
You don't live in the same neighborhood.
No, I live down in Midtown in a place with roaches. But that's really a great memory of mine, is meeting Bobby Short, and he was very nice, and he was just a terrific performer as well.
The question is did he, when he performed, did he do the jingle?
No.
Oh, he should have.
No,
He should
he
have.
did.
He said, you might know me from this, you know.
I don't. He might have, but I mean, people who were there, they were there to hear Cole Porter, mostly Cole Porter songs. And Bobby
I wanted to
Short.
be Charlie.
Those are actually really good commercials.
Everybody seemed to like Charlie.
Well, the thing about that ad is that it makes me curious about this person, Charlie, not the fragrance. I could care less.
Yeah.
This person, Charlie. Why is everyone so...
But if you
because she's
if
got
you smell
that,
like her, people will.
She's got that something, and maybe if you smell like her, you'll have that something.
It's kind of wow.
Kind of now, kind of wild.
I don't
No?
think so. No.
Charlie, but they're very
I like her because
effective.
she wears pants.
Pants.
She's a pants girl.
Very effective commercials.
In none of those ads are their dresses.
Now, the one Little Richard did, the Charlie commercial that Little Richard did, they wear dresses, tight
But
dresses.
that's Cindy Crawford.
Cindy
They call
Crawford.
it
Oh, is that
Cindy.
Cindy
They
Crawford?
call it Cindy.
Yeah.
They changed it.
It's not the same.
No,
But
it's not.
It is frightening.
And it is. It's kind of scary looking, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then there is one where they did a male version, Chaz, and there's a commercial where I think it's Shelley Hack and some guy. They were walking on opposite sides of a building, and they come around the corner.
Do they run into each other
Yeah.
like peanut butter and chocolate?
Yeah, except they're each holding their own fragrance. You know. Oh, it's you. Oh,
Hang on. Let me find the Chaz.
We're meant to be with each other forever and ever because we smell alike. It's but I just always thought those were very effective commercials. The Mel Torme one is really good, and I don't know. I think that's also Shelley
Tom
Hack.
Selleck was Chaz.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't notice that. I just
No,
watched that commercial.
That's a Safeguard deodorant.
I'm watching it. Revlon Chaz featuring Tom Selleck.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I can't find it.
Yeah.
There's.
You want me to send it?
There's
this
Tom
to you?
Selleck in a Right Guard commercial.
No, here it is. I mean, how do I get this to you?
DM it, Twitter.
Well, it's not, I didn't find it on Twitter, so
Oh, okay.
I'm going to email it to you.
Email it then.
But really good commercials, and the Mel Torme one is great, and I don't think they make Charlie anymore.
They don't.
So how can I be Charlie if I can't smell like Charlie anymore?
Gina, the cologne would not have helped.
No?
No, you still wouldn't have been
I
Charlie.
can't be kind of wow?
Kind of now, kind of wild. No. You could just walk into a restaurant.
And see if
just
people
step
react.
out of your Bentley. What is this?
Freedom. It's a great feeling. To do what you want to do, be what you want to be. Chaz. Chaz Aftershave and Cologne for Men is dedicated to that feeling of freedom. Chaz for Men. It's a great feeling.
The Chaz Carry-On Traveler, just $8.50 with any $5 Chaz purchase at Abraham and Stratton.
There you go.
And it's Tom Selleck.
And he was a cowboy.
He is Chaz.
Yeah, that's not the one I saw yesterday. It's
He looked like the Marlboro Man.
Yeah.
the one I saw yesterday was just some foofy looking guy And there was a jingle with it too, that like this
I don't know.
Charlie jingle.
I liked this
Tom
determined.
Selleck one. Yeah.
Made you feel manly.
Don't you see that? And don't you want to be Chaz?
No.
No.
No, because he's out getting dirty and everything. I left that behind, Gina. I was raised on a farm.
It's not sexy. You were raised on a farm.
Now they didn't have Tom Selleck voicing that because it would have been well, if you really want to, if you want to be a real man like me,
That was before Magnum PI and all that. It was young
Tom Selleck. He still had the mustache, though.
Of course.
I don't think he's ever been without it, has he?
Yeah.
Find me a picture of Tom Selleck without his
It
mustache.
looks weird.
Does Jilly Mack like his mustache?
She must.
I guess they're still married, aren't
I'd
they?
like to thank this texter. This show is so political.
It is.
It is. We're sorry. We're
So
sorry.
We're
political.
sorry.
Sorry. Oh.
Kind of you, kind of now. Sorry.
There I have a side-by-side Tom Selleck with or without the mustache.
And?
He's better
with the mustache.
Yeah,
Of course.
He's one of those people that he looks better with a
Yeah.
mustache.
Oh, there he is. Mike in Nashville. Chaz's love language is reverse mortgages. Yeah.
My ex-father-in-law, he looked better with a mustache. Fred.
You mean then Tom Selleck or without?
My ex-father-in-law looked better with a mustache than without a mustache.
Okay.
You want
somebody
a poster
found
of
that.
Tom Selleck taking his shirt off? Now that all these pictures of Tom Selleck.
Oh,
are
you
coming up.
don't go down that hole.
So somebody in the chat room, there's the Chaz one that I found, Carrie. Somebody in the chat room. Mike in Nashville.
I was unable to get it to open.
Oh, it's opened here. Some guy sent it.
I can't get audio. For some reason. In the chat room, it won't let me. But, don't go down that hole.
No?
No, Tom Selleck is a right-wing
Oh,
a-hole
that's true.
these days.
Okay, I won't go down that.
Yeah, you don't want to do
There are
that.
plenty of good holes I can go
There
down.
are plenty.
Yeah.
Michael Hutchins, for example.
Oh, no, it's a sad hole.
Go down a Michael Hutchins hole.
That's a sad hole.
I'll say.
Try not to think about what he looks like today.
No, stop. Come on. That's horrible.
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
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 Okay, let's see. Things are moving well. I don't have any accidents to tell you about, and you don't have any to tell me about. 33986 is where you do that if you see something. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or hastergames.com.
All right, here we go.
Charlie and Chaz, Chaz and Charlie. Wherever there's one, there's the other. Here's why. For just $2, you can get a bottle of Charlie perfume spray. If you buy $4 worth of anything Chaz, anything, you know Charlie. Get to know Chaz. The clean, gutsy, classic fragrance that smells the way you want a man to smell. Wherever there's Charlie, there's going to be a Chaz, too.
Hey, I got you something.
Get this special Revlon offer now at Hudson's Men's Bar.
$2.
$2. That's
You
the
want
good
to
stuff.
smell like $2?
Yep,
That's the good stuff,
That's
man.
the good stuff.
Yeah.
You smell like $2.
It's like Elsha was $10. God.
Yeah. You had to save to get Elsha. All right. We will take a break. KXRK Provo. And right after these messages and a song, we will have for you the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. What is the prize for the Boner Recap game?
Prize is tickets to go see Goo Goo Dolls and Dashboard Confessional coming to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater on August 26th.
All right, Goo Goo Dolls and Dashboard Confessional concert tickets. 877-602-9696. All you got to do is tell us who won the boner this morning.
Simple.
If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, you could guess, but why guess when you can cheat? 877-602-9696. You cheat by going to x96.com, clicking on the box that says Boner Voting November 22, 2024. It'll say right next to it the winner of the winner of the boner.
Got it.
Oh, we got it.
thing.
We got it.
You know what I mean. We'll do that after some messages and a song. Stand by. Underdog Fantasy.
You know, my guess is you're going to watch some football this weekend, or maybe some basketball. Of course, the NBA in full swing. College basketball is really revving up. So why not have fun, win a little money while you're doing it? Underdog Fantasy makes it easy. They have 5 million happy players across 33 states, and $2 billion won so far. Underdog makes it easy for you to cash in on all your athletes' performances. You want to do a pick'em game? Cool. You just pick higher or lower on all your favorite player stats, and Underdog makes them all available to you right there on their website. Underdog puts the power to cash out in your hands, because now you can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want to. Every dog deserves a second chance, and with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. So download the app now and sign up with the promo code ALLRED. And deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code ALLRED. Must be 18 years of age plus. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. You brought up the word moist, Nick, as being a word that some people don't like. They don't like the sound of it. It kind of gives them the creeps. And some guy in the chat room sent this list, moist and 28 other gross-sounding English words that everyone hates.
All right. Well, it's a list, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is from something called the Thought Catalog. And I don't agree with most of this. I mean, there are some words that I kind of go, ugh.
All right.
But moist is not one of them. Number 2, blog. These are words that get under some people's skin. Number 3, lugubrious.
What does that even mean?
It means sluggish and slow.
Okay.
Yoke. Number 4, yoke. That's fine.
Sure.
Number 5, gurgle. It's fine. There are 2 number 5s here for some reason. Phlegm.
Phlegm.
Phonetically, it's fine.
I mean, I don't care for phlegm, but it's a thing, but the word is okay.
It's fun to say.
Fetus. Now, here's a word. I kind of don't like this word. Curd.
Curd?
Curd.
I don't mind curd.
Like large curd.
That's a fun word.
Large curd.
It's a good insult.
Smear.
I don't mind smear.
Yeah, what's wrong with smear?
Squirt.
It's one of my favorite beverages.
Yeah.
Chunky.
Chunky?
Oh, that's a good pet name, right? Like, oh, look at that little chunky boy.
Number 12, maggots.
Yeah.
Now here's one. Viscous.
Viscous.
It's viscous.
It's fun to say.
I like it for the reason people dislike that word. It attacks with the tip of your tongue, right?
Queasy.
Queasy.
Bulbous.
Bulbous is that one's kind of.
Now here's a pretty good one. This is kind of a creepy word. Pustule.
Yeah.
I think that's the first word you've said in this whole list that might elicit a physical reaction from
Pustule.
Yeah.
Is that a pustule?
Yeah.
Ooh. And is that pustule festering?
Festering.
Fester.
Too,
Fester.
Yeah.
And
Okay, those 2 are good.
And does it secrete something?
Secretion.
Okay, those 3 are pretty.
Yeah.
And then we go to 19, munch.
No.
I don't mind munch.
Not
20. Now 20, I don't know why, but I've never cared for this word. I don't like to say panties. I don't.
I think it's a funny word.
I don't know why, but I just don't like to say the word panties.
Why? It's taboo, maybe,
No,
to some degree?
I don't know. Like, why can't we just say underwear,
Well, we have boxers, so what's wrong with panties?
Well, there's a difference.
I guess.
Are you wearing panties?
What if I am?
I don't care. Number 21, clogged.
Clogged.
Yeah. Number 22, again, these are English words that people don't like to say, don't like the sound of them. Vomit.
Vomit is, that's.
Jowls.
Jowls. That's not a gross word.
I would say vomit, back to vomit. On its own, Fine. Vomitus.
Vomitus.
That's where you.
That's got some oomph
Yeah,
behind it.
you're adding
yeah.
some
Number 24, dripping.
dripping. No.
25, roaches.
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 Yeah.
Just bugs. This one maybe. 27, mucus.
Mucus is a good one.
Phlegm, I think, is worse than mucus.
You think phlegm?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm a phlegm guy over a mucus,
Or a mucus?
bro.
I think if you say mucus with a B, bucus, like you have a cold.
Yeah.
Bucus.
There's a lot of mucus in my
Oh, I
nose.
have so much bucus.
Like,
This one, I don't like this word either. Slacks. You wearing slacks?
what don't you like about it? The
I don't know.
imagery
It's
or
just
the
I don't know.
phonetics?
What about dungarees?
Yes, it's pretty bad too. You can just say pants. You don't have to say I'm going to wear some slacks. And why are they slacks? I don't understand.
Because
that.
they're not jeans.
Yeah,
I
but it's
guess.
not a gross word, right?
Mm.
Is that gross to you?
Yeah. Slurp.
Slurp.
Yeah, and I think that's the end of the list.
Slurp.
Slurp.
Now, see, if we were a real Good Morning show,
Yeah.
we would have been overreacting to most of those, and we didn't.
No. It's
This was a perfect opportunity to, have some sort of viral thing going where we're all going,
yeah. No, it's to me most of the. I mean, they're just words.
Well, there was those three bangers back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? The bulbous, pustule, and fester.
Secrete.
And secrete.
That's very biblical.
Bulbous.
Right? They're gross, and then it implies like a plague.
Bulbous pustule.
A texter disappointed that the word crotch isn't in there.
Crotch.
Crotch.
It's not a very. It's not a very. I mean, it's
It deserves to be there before jowls. What's gross about jowls?
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd replace jowls with crotch.
Yeah, probably. I would too. Now I have words I really like saying, but I don't get an opportunity to say them very often. One of my favorite words is cudgel.
Cudgel is
Yeah,
good.
but when are you ever going to say, I'm going to go get my cudgel and let you have it?
Remind me what a cudgel is.
It's like a little. It's a stick. It's a
Like
beat
a
thing.
club.
Oh,
a
yeah,
club,
I just
to beat
Googled it.
people with.
Yeah.
A cudgel.
Nick says impale.
Yeah, it's not gross. It's violent, right?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. Not a lot of those words were necessarily
Somebody
gross.
says they hate the word throbbing.
Throbbing, huh?
Dole whip.
Oh, come on now.
Roses? No, come on.
No.
Oh, that's something different. The
Because we can't have our own texting
That's right,
program
yeah.
is why.
Yeah, crotch is not because it's just kind of a crude sort of.
Not over jowls, though. Jowls doesn't belong on there.
No.
That's one thing we agree on.
How about jowly?
Jowly?
You're rather jowly. Yeah. Meaning you have jowls.
Sure.
Oh,
Awfully
here's
close to jolly. So
here's one. Discharge.
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
discharge.
Discharge should be on there.
It's vague enough and medical enough. It lets
Yeah.
your mind wander.
Oh, sputum.
Mm-hmm.
Sputum?
Sputum should be on that list. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
SPUTUM.
Sputum.
A mixture of saliva and mucus coughed up from
Yeah.
the respiratory tract.
Yeah, it's when you spit a gob, it's usually sputum.
Sputum.
One of those.
Mateo, gristle.
Gristle.
Yeah, gristle.
Wasn't there a band? Yeah, there was a band called Throbbing Gristle.
Throbbing gristle. Gristle's a good one.
Gristle is pretty. Yeah. Penetrate.
Not
That's all right.
gross.
Nah.
It's
Yeah.
dirty.
No, it's not dirty. You hear it during a football game all the time. They had to penetrate the interior line.
All right. Well, that's.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
There you go. All right. Well,
Good list.
we will.
This is really high level of entertainment there.
I think so.
High class.
Yeah, this show is so political.
I know.
She lives down under. She lives in Kearns.
Kearns.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've heard that a million times, but I got to play the vinyl, so
You don't have to explain yourself, Carrie.
I got the vinyl. Oh, it's here. See, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. It's 9:09, and time for the boner recap game.
We have somebody there who would like to attempt this.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. All right, it's the vinyl. That's what happens if you don't turn the record off. Preston is here.
Preston, good morning.
Good morning, friends. How are you?
Fine. Do they call you Press?
So, friends and family do.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to.
Yeah, in my ex-wife's family, there's a guy named Preston. Everybody called him Press. What are you doing today?
I'm just working. I'm here in Salt Lake.
All right. Now, you can win a fine prize if you can tell me who the winner of the boner candidates were today. What is that prize, Gina?
Tickets to see the Goo Goo Dolls and Dashboard Confessional coming to the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater on August 26th.
How's that for you, man?
That's great. That's awesome.
All right. I'm going to read the three candidates. You tell me the winner, and you'll get those tickets. I'm going to assume that you heard these earlier.
I actually cheated.
That's all right. We encourage it.
That's okay. All right. Boner candidate number one, CrossFit in the Sky, a Mexican soap opera star and fitness influencer, doing her workout, and I mean a full workout, up and down the aisle of a plane. That would be so annoying. People were not happy with her. Boner candidate number two, I'm not putting on anybody's jersey. Right, Megyn Kelly. Right. Megyn Kelly criticizing people for sucking up to like Donald Trump, particularly Brzezinski and Scarborough. She was mentioning them, and she said, "I don't put on anybody's jersey. I don't let anybody push that." She was hugging Donald Trump on stage just a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, sure you don't. And boner candidate number three, truth be told, the standards have not been lowered. The guy running for or been nominated for the Department of Defense, Pete Hegseth, has said that women shouldn't be in combat, and the standards have been lowered. The Army has lowered standards. Military has lowered standards so that women can be in combat. Well, they haven't. The military says, no, we have not lowered standards at all. If women want to apply for and be in combat roles like Army Rangers, they have to go through very rigorous physical training and meet those standards just like the men do. So those were the three candidates. Who, Press, was the winner?
Number three.
Was indeed. And you're going to go see the Goo Goo Dolls. How's that? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. Hang on the line, and Katie will tell you what you need to do next.
There we go. Let's see. We got a minute here.
Going up to Ogden?
Togden. Oh, you've got the time capsule.
The time capsule thing. And
is that today or tomorrow?
Yeah, it's today. At 5 o'clock, there's a ceremony at Ogden's Union Station, which is really a beautiful place. It's just an old-fashioned, beautiful train station. Got a big, beautiful mural on the wall, and I did a lot of stuff there at that station. I used to be I think there's still an art gallery there, the Myra Powell Art Gallery upstairs, and I used to be on the board of directors for that. And then every year we would do the Hof Winter Carnival.
Yes,
with the Ogden's sister city, Hof, Germany.
Hof, Germany.
They put a ski ramp down 25th Street, didn't they?
They would cover one of the hills there with snow, and so you could ski down.
Yeah, down 25th Street. They had a ski, and then we would do all kinds of oompa bands and all of that in the theater of the Union Station. And they have great model trains there, and the Browning Arms Collection, which is just all kinds of historic weapons that the Browning family invented over the years.
So you're going to take front runner?
I was going to, but I got a ride. So
okay.
One of my kids is going to give me a ride. My wife said, "Well, I thought you wanted to take the train."
Yeah, I thought
no,
you did too.
No, not
You're
really.
going to a train station, Bill. Why didn't you want to take the train?
Because, Gina, I have to be there at 4:45.
Yeah.
If you get on the train down here at, I think it was 3:30 3 o'clock. Yeah. You get to Ogden at 4 o'clock. That's your only option.
Oh, I see.
You see? So what do I do? 45 minutes.
You go get something to eat.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
You'd have to walk, though, to
it's
probably go to a restaurant or something.
Yeah, it's not. The front runner station in Ogden is like a 10-minute walk from the Union Station.
Mhm. All right. Well, good luck with that tonight. Okay. Coming up after these messages, it's Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Stand by. Missed a morsel of murder from your...
I got a traffic ticket. I didn't really get a traffic ticket. I was on I-70 coming back from Moab, and it's 80 miles an hour.
Oh, okay.
Down that stretch
Yeah.
from Moab to Green River, and I'm going the speed limit 80, and I pass a cop car, highway patrol had pulled somebody over, and I went past. I didn't slow down because I wasn't speeding. And then I look in my rearview mirror, and there's
It's coming for you.
a patrol car coming for me. So I pull over thinking, well, what the hell? Here's what it was.
Okay.
I received a citation, a warning citation. It is now Utah law. I don't know if this is new or the guy said it like it was new. If you need to go pull into the other lane.
Yeah.
Now I usually do.
Because it's dangerous.
I usually do, but for some reason he was there was a big wide shoulder and the cop was, but he said he was very nice and friendly. We're just warning people today.
Oh, okay.
We just want to warn people that this is a law and but they actually wrote up a
citation warning.
Yeah, a warning citation.
Yeah, it's there have been several police officers hit by people. They get out of the car to,
I understand that it's
Yeah.
that it's important, and I usually do it. But he was so far over that I didn't.
And it's a good
bother.
habit to get in now because it's a bigger problem in the winter
Yeah.
when roads are slick and it's
And
harder
it was,
to see.
It was the Emery County Sheriff's Office, but the guy who came up to my car was not. He was not an officer. I mean, he had a uniform, but he was like some sort of intern. I think he was an intern.
Traffic intern?
Yeah, he said, I'm the trooper and I. So he said, the trooper and I were pulling people over just to warn them. But he did have
But it worked. You're going to be more. I would assume it worked. You're going to be more aware of it.
And now you're spreading the word here.
No, screw it. I hate law enforcement. I'm not going to ever. Those coppers aren't going to get me. No, as I said, I normally do.
Yeah.
Apparently, this has been a law since 2010. And you're lucky you didn't get a ticket. Oh, interesting.
How long since you have had a ticket?
I can't remember.
Me neither.
The last time I had a citation.
Me neither.
I think maybe the last time I had a citation was when I rear-ended somebody because I was being inattentive.
Oh, actually, Guy looked it up. It went into effect 5/3/2023.
Oh.
So it is new.
It is reasonably new.
I thought that's what he said. This is,
Yeah.
it's a new law.
All right. Let's see. No traffic, so we won't even waste our time with
No.
it. All right. Big boy news and opinioendo now, brought to you by
Poplar Street Pub is the place for hockey. Every NHL game will be televised, featuring daily drink and food specials like their animal-style sliders. Poplar Street Pub within close proximity to the Delta Center. Information at poplarstreetpub.com.
On Wednesday's episode of CNN Newsnight, you may have seen this. I know you watch it all the time. The conversation got a little heated as the panel discussed the House Ethics Committee investigation into alleged sexual misconduct and illicit drug use by Matt Gaetz. Gaetz has withdrawn his name from consideration as Attorney General, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
According to a short clip that gained attention, the panel on Phillips' show, that's Abby Phillip, was debating whether or not the House Ethics Committee should release its investigation into Gaetz. The bottom line is, the DOJ said there's nothing there, said Bruce Lavelle, the former executive director of the National Diversity Coalition for Donald Trump. No, they didn't, Julie Rogunsky said. She's a Democratic strategist. They said they didn't have enough to indict. That shouldn't be the standard. No to charge, dear, Lavelle responded to her.
Yep.
It
was so smug.
So she sort of looked, dear, excuse me, she said. Lavelle went, huh. Abby Phillips stepped in, the host.
I like Abby.
Abby stepped in, said, hold on. I'm going to stop it right here. Because we are not going to get off on the wrong foot. Please do not address a grown woman as dear in a condescending tone.
Yeah.
Do not do that at my table. Okay, Lavelle said, looking down and shuffling some papers in front of him.
He was chastised.
Yeah, so he was, that was probably not, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, good. MSNBC, CNBC, among cable networks are going to be split from NBC News.
Yep.
There's a lot of rejiggering and people getting pay cuts.
How that affects viewers of those networks, along with the people who work there, still needs to shake out. Their new corporate leader, Mark Lazarus, visited the set of MSNBC's Morning Joe as the plan was being announced on Wednesday and spoke to network staff members during a morning conference call to address concerns. Comcast is spinning off most of its cable networks, also including USA, Oxygen, E!, Sci-Fi, the Golf Channel, into a separate company. That recognizes how streaming is considered the future, and the cable networks are a drag on the bottom line. In the space of a lifetime, the networks went from upstarts aside a legacy operation like NBC to profitable superstars to cast-offs. Lazarus is the chairman of NBC Universal. He's becoming CEO of the newly formed company of cable networks, temporarily dubbed SpinCo.
Why can't they just pivot to, if streaming is the thing, why can't they just pivot to that?
Well, because, they already have all of these functioning entities. Rachel Maddow, who's been with MSNBC since 2008, renegotiated her deal with the network and is set to make $25 million annually for the next 5 years.
Working 1 day a week.
But that's a $5 million per year pay cut.
How will she get by?
I don't know.
She has sold a movie to Steven Spielberg. A script. Yeah, really? Which is she's working with Spielberg on a movie. Plus, these podcasts that she has been making make her a lot of money. That's why she works 1 day a week.
Executives told the outlet that Maddow's been through ratings Viagra, or she has been ratings Viagra for MSNBC. She's the thing that people most tune in for.
Exactly.
And the network needed to keep her amid an uncertain time. No one else can do what she does. You can't build a brand overnight, one unnamed executive said. So, don't know. It's not looking bright for a lot of these people, though.
Well, yeah, they're going to sell all of these cable channels, and who knows who's going to buy them, and who knows what's going to happen to them.
Sean Combs is accusing federal prosecutors of dirty poll, claiming that they showed the judge an edited version of the Cassie beating video to make him look more dangerous than he is.
I don't know how else you can look at that video and think, well, if you looked at this another way, it's not very bad.
Yeah.
He chased her down the hall and dragged her back to the room by the hair.
Well, he's saying that they edited it to make him look even worse.
I don't
know how you do that.
Possible.
Diddy and his attorneys filed new docs ahead of the bail hearing scheduled for Friday today. accusing prosecutors of mischaracterizing and concealing critical facts, including allegedly editing the sequence of events from the 2016 surveillance video. They claim the government has a more complete version of that surveillance video, presumably the version the world saw when it was released, but instead tweaked the order of events to offer their most powerful evidence of danger and obstruction.
I don't care how you rearrange that. What he did was domestic violence, and that's just what we saw in the hallway. Who knows what happened when he got her back to the room?
He claims he didn't drag her down the hall, nor did he throw a vase at her. He said, I only threw the contents of the vase at her.
We saw the video. You threw the vase. The contents of that makes all the difference. Right?
Jonathan Majors' legal battle with his ex, Grace Jabari, is over, because she just dropped her defamation and assault lawsuit.
Yeah, because he's giving her money.
And she can't bring it again. According to documents filed Thursday, the parties that filed a stipulation stating all claims against defendant in the above-captioned action are hereby dismissed with prejudice. Basically, Grace agreed to drop the claims in her lawsuit, and by dismissing them with prejudice, that means they can't be filed again. It's unclear if they came...
It's plenty clear.
It's unclear if they came to some sort of a deal for...
Of course they did. What other reason would she have for dropping all the charges and promising never to bring him again?
I don't know. As far as we told you back in March, she filed the suit with several claims of abuse, which she said she suffered at Major's hands, starting when they first began dating in 2021. She accused Majors of assaulting her in a car. Trial ended with him being convicted of misdemeanor assault, but found not guilty on all other charges. So I don't think he's ever going to work much again. Well, I don't know.
Hard to say.
People rehabilitate all the time and come back.
He's a good actor.
Last week, Toni Cornell, daughter of the late Soundgarden and Audioslave singer Chris Cornell, teased the release of her debut single. She's made good on the promise, dropping the song today. It's called Sunset of Your Love. I guess she dropped it yesterday. Taking from both Lana Del Rey-esque Baroque pop and rock music that her father was known for, Sunset of Your Love says here is a dramatic first taste of Toni's original songwriting. Here it is.
Lana Del Rey, like.
Let's see what else here. I thought this was an interesting story. It's a few weeks ago, Bob Dylan started tweeting. Really tweeting.
Oh, yeah. And he does it a lot, actually.
Now, it used to be that his management did it.
No, it's him.
But now it's him. And the other day, he tweeted about attending a Nick Cave concert in Paris, which is not as mind-blowing a thought as Bob Dylan going to see Metallica twice, which apparently he did, and tweeted about that. But he said, I saw Nick Cave in Paris recently at the Accor Arena, and I was really struck by the song Joy, where he sings, we've all had too much sorrow, now is the time for joy. I was thinking to myself, yeah, man, that's about right. In response to the Cave tweet, a woman named Cheryl Henry shared a story about a time when she was working as a backup dancer for Bob Dylan at the 1991 Grammys. She said, my joy was taken away after rehearsing as one of the backup dancers for your set on the Grammys in New York in 91. We all had to walk single file to exit through the backstage area, past the dressing rooms, where you were kind of wearing a hooded black robe, kind of like the boxers you used to wear. And you said to me as I passed you, now don't you go cutting that long red hair of yours before tomorrow night. By the time I reached the exit door of Radio City, I had been told not to return. Nadine, who was running things, had told us all, do not make eye contact with Bob. I guess I snuck a peek at you as I passed. I had a letter with me from an old friend of yours, Catherine Perry, who knew you from your West Village days. It wasn't meant to be Gemini, man. I don't know what that means. But Dylan wrote back, I saw your reply. I just wanted you to know I have never, ever told anybody not to make eye contact with me. That's ridiculous. And the next time you see me, Please look straight into my eyes.
I believe that.
Henry, the woman, then acquitted him of any wrongdoing. I knew it wasn't coming from you. I look forward to the next time we see one another.
Well, that's nice.
That's kind of sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Weather?
Beautiful today, 60, sunny. Just a nice day ahead of storminess. Starting tomorrow, we'll still be warm tomorrow, 57 for a high. And then overnight, tomorrow night into Sunday, that's when things start to change. 90% chance of rain Saturday night. It'll be rain because it's so warm. Then we start to cool off things by Sunday, Monday, so you could see some snow down in here in the valley, but snow in the mountains for sure. Several inches expected there over the next, into the first part of next week, it looks like this goes all the way into Tuesday with a chance of precipitation. Yeah, that's your weather.
All right, thank you. Oh, come on. Where's our theme music? Johnny, I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Very unprofessional.
It's even more exciting than wild sex. It's time to play Beat Gina. I'm your Beat Gina announcer. And fellas, take a tip from me, Johnny O.
Okay.
The gals all go for a guy with well-groomed hair.
Yes.
That's why you need the product I use, Brill Cream hairdressing. Brill Cream ensures lustrous and natural-looking hair all day long, and it will control your hair without excessive oiliness. And when it comes to the ladies, guys, remember this. Brill Cream, a little dabble do ya? Brill Cream, you look so debonair. Brill Cream, the gals will all pursue ya. They'll love to run their fingers through your hair. Brill Cream, buy it today. And now, with impeccably styled hair and the charm to spare, your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Olo.
You're welcome.
All right. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be going against Andrea today.
Hi, Andrea.
Hey, hello. Good morning.
Hi there, Andrea. All right, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage if you call it correctly, heads or tails.
I will say heads.
All right, let's see how you do. Heads it is, Gina Barberi.
Andrea, you're one step closer to winning these tickets to see Sarah McLachlan June 6th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right, Andrea, you have the advantage. This first question is for you to answer exclusively. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. If you get it correct, you get the point. If you don't get it correct, we're going to let Gina answer that same question and steal the point away from you. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Now, if Gina manages to beat you, what are you prepared to do in her name?
I will donate to the road home.
All right. Okay, Andrea. First question for you. I have some leftover Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade questions. Okay, you ready? Here we go. First question. For the scene at the Nazi rally in Berlin, where Indiana confronts Elsa and steals back the Grail diary, Steven Spielberg had all of the extras who did the Nazi salute simultaneously do what? While they're saluting.
Okay.
He had them do what? Is it 1, fart? Is it 2, instead of saying Sieg Heil, they yell P. Nile? 3, donate to his USC Shoah Foundation? Or 4, put their other arms behind their backs and cross their fingers?
I'm going to say 4.
That is correct.
Wow. That's a point for Andrea. Now we go to Gina.
When you cross your fingers, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Gina. Watching Indiana wrestle with Colonel Vogel. It's on top of the tank. Inside the tank, there's a soldier in a periscope watching the fight. He tells his teammates in German, "Der Amerikaner, die kämpfen wie Weber," which roughly translates to what?
Okay.
Is it 1, the American, he's in trouble? The American, they fight like girls. 3, the American, he's quite handsome, actually.
Yes, very.
Or 4, the American, if you look closely, you can see the hole in his ear for his earring.
You made this hard, Carrie. I'm guessing it's number 1.
The American, he's in trouble?
No?
Is that your answer?
Yes.
Terribly sorry.
Oh. You have a chance to steal here, Andrea.
Yay. I'm going to say number 2.
Yes, they fight like girls.
Yes, that's 2 for Andrea, and no points for Gina. And Andrea controls the question as well.
This is not going well.
Could be a sweep here.
All right. Andrea, when Henry expresses surprise that Indy can fly a plane, remember at the bottom of the blimp, Indy responds with, "Fly yes, land no." What is this referring to? Is it 1, the last words of Amelia Earhart? 2, the number of times that Harrison Ford has crashed various planes and copters in real life? 3, it refers to his crashing of a plane in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Or 4, the last words of the captain of the Hindenburg?
Ooh, I'm going to say 3.
Yes.
Wow.
And you win the game, Andrea. Very nicely done.
Just a sweep.
Wham,
Wow.
bam. Thank you, ma'am. Wow. What did Andrea win?
Tickets to see Sarah McLachlan, June 6th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. You can find out more about that show at x96.com.
All right, hang on the line, Andrea. We'll get that information.
I've got to go. Let me leave you with this, though.
Yes.
A stitch in time will very often help you keep your clothing in good repair.
I think
so. So long.
Okay.
Daryl Yeager is here with Odyssey. He's Mr. Odyssey Dance Theater.
I guess you can call it that, yes.
Daryl Yeager, I went to see your Halloween show, Thriller, and I had one question.
Yes.
Were all those young girls wandering around, those zombie girls, were they all your kids?
No.
Okay.
We have studios from all over the state that come in and do that. And so
there was
each night is a different
several
group.
dozen of them.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just all 14 to 16 years old or something.
Yeah.
Kind of like zombie, like Megan dolls or something.
Right.
Just wandering around.
Just kind of spooking people.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, and the show was great. Now we got the Christmas show.
Got a Christmas show coming up.
When does it start? When does the Odyssey dance?
December 19th through the 23rd at the Grand Theater, and it's called the Christmas Spectacular.
I see.
It warrants 2 spectaculars.
The thing I like about this is it puts all of those Christmas shows into one show. You only have to go to one show.
So what we did is we kind of took the concept of Thriller, and now we've applied it to Christmas. So you'll have all these different things. You're going to see clips from The Nutcracker, from It's a Wonderful Life. You're going to see Home Alone. It's A Christmas Carol, A Christmas Story, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. The Rockettes. You're going to see all these different things. So you don't have to go to all these different shows to see it.
It's a time
you come
saver,
to one
really.
show. It's a time saver. Hour and a half, no intermission. It's going to be it's going to be spectacular and really spectacular. Yes.
Are you going to have all the elves wandering around this time?
No elves running.
No
around.
zombie elves?
Zombie elves.
That might be a pretty good
But
idea.
it'll be starring David Osmond. David Osmond's going to be in the show.
Okay.
And he's going to come in and do several songs for us and stuff like that in the show. And, you'll come in one-stop Christmas shop.
Excellent. Now, there aren't very many performances.
Nope, there's only 5 performances. So I would suggest you get your tickets early. It's at the Grand Theater. There's only 1,100 seats there, so it'll sell out quickly. We just want to make sure everybody knows about it. And if you love Thriller, you're going to love this.
It's a terrific theater too. It's just a great place for plays and dance and
they have parking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. You can park right in the theater. No, you can't. No. It's at the Salt Lake Community College on State Street. And it's just a great place to do it. Now you've done Christmas shows in the past. Is this some of the same?
Some of the pieces in the show are from shows we've done previously. But we decided to kind of take little snippets of each of those shows, put it together in one big production, so you can just get your Christmas fix in one big swoop.
I think it's a great idea. Tickets are available now.
Yes, they are.
How do people buy them?
If you go to odysseydance.com, you get all the information there and check out. There's all kinds of cool discounts, for veterans and things like that on the website also.
My husband takes the kid every year. Their Christmas tradition is it's a one-on-one night where he takes them to go do something like they go to a play or a
Yeah,
jazz game
yeah.
or something. And I think I'm going to tell my husband, you need to take our daughter to the Christmas Spectacular. It's a perfect daddy-daughter
That's
Christmas
great.
date. I
That's
like-
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so do it, but I would advise you to get the tickets right away because as with Thriller, and there were a lot more shows with Thriller, when I wanted to go, I almost didn't get tickets. They were close to sold out.
Yes, I mean, so anyway, it's going to be a fun production and a great thing for the family. There's nothing scary in it this time, so kids can come, And I think it'll be a great addition to the Christmas season.
You're still working on it, right? You're rehearsing.
Yeah, we've been rehearsing for a couple of weeks and. Week off next week, and then we'll continue working on it the week after.
All right, Daryl Yeager, thanks.
You bet.
OdysseyDance.com. OdysseyDance.com. Get your tickets now. Thank you.
Excellent.
You bet. Thanks for
Thank
having
you, Daryl. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll have some messages and a song, and then it's the boner of the week. Stand by.
So I'm watching the Pac-12 championship game
right now.
I was over the weekend. And it was awesome. It was so fun.
Okay.
But what you're doing as a Ute fan when you're watching, or whomever your team is, and wondering if they're going to go to a bowl game, you're watching the game and it looks like they're going to win, but you're not sure, and you're thinking, do I want to go to the bowl game? Especially the Rose Bowl, because it's the last time it's going to be held in this way.
Okay.
Meaning that the winner of the Pac-12 championship automatically goes to the Rose Bowl. That's not going to happen anymore.
All right.
It's going to be part of a college football playoff thing that's too complicated.
And the
to go
parade.
into.
And the parade.
And the parade.
Yeah.
So watching the game and as you're watching it, you're on Ticketmaster watching the price of the tickets so they have an algorithm that changes based on activity.
Yeah. Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you're trying to pick just the right time to buy the tickets because you want to try to get it ahead of time. But if something happens toward the end of the game and they don't win, and then you get stuck with these
What
tickets.
price did they start at?
I don't know. I started looking at it when they were like $200.
And then what did they get to?
I will get to that.
Okay.
So it looks like they're going to win. Okay, let's do it. Let's buy the tickets now because they're only going to get more expensive.
Okay.
But then part of you's like, but I wonder who they're going to play. Now, Ute fans have a little bit of an advantage because you know they're going to play. Not quite sure yet who the other team is going to be. So you get a better chance of getting tickets. But you still want to.
Because the other team has not gotten into the...
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other team has further to travel.
That's true. So I said to Joe, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to buy tickets. So I said, how many should I get? And he's like, we'll buy 5. We'll take the whole family. I'm like, okay. That's pricey, by the way.
I bet.
But I got them at a pretty good price. They were like $300 a ticket.
Wow.
They're thousands of dollars now.
Right.
So I got in at the right time. But now that I have them, we looked at each other and went, well, can we go?
Do we really want to go?
That's the question.
Can we? Because the other thing that hadn't been announced yet is what day the game was. Because usually
it's on New Year's Day, isn't
it's
it?
not. It's on the 2nd.
Oh, the 2nd, yeah.
But it is usually on New Year's Day.
It's usually on the 1st.
Yeah.
What is there any reason it isn't this year?
I'm not sure why, but that's so it's like, okay, so it's not the 1st, it's the 2nd. Kids go back to school on the 3rd.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm supposed to be at work.
On the 3rd or the 2nd?
Whatever, the 2nd.
Oh yeah. You could put the kids off a day, but you can't. But you better get your ass to work.
And then the other thing is Festus is coming home for Christmas.
Yeah.
And he's going to be, which is why I bought 5 tickets, because I'm like, maybe we'll all go. But I did all this before talking to him. Like, I don't know if he's got plans for New Year's Eve or something.
I'm invited to a big party, Mom. It's up in Park City.
So now I have these tickets, and now I'm having total second thoughts about whether we should go or not. Although you listened to Ed Brass talk this morning, who's like, you should go.
He had a great time.
Yeah, I told you my friend Jeff and Kari went last year and said it was just an incredibly great experience. It was so fun, and they both got COVID.
Well, it was worth getting COVID for.
I suppose.
So there's this part of me that's now I'm overthinking it.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, you're not. You've got to make it, because you could sell those tickets, right?
I could.
So you're not overthinking.
There you
it.
go.
Just get your crap together and decide what you're going to do by Wednesday.
Because part of it is like flights sell out, hotels sell out, all there's
so you have
many...
to do it fast.
Yeah.
But you got...
I don't like making decisions this way.
Well, listen, here's what you do then, Gina. Either let me make it for you, or go to your husband and say, honey, I just can't do this. What shall we do?
I know I wouldn't regret going. I know if we were there, we would have a great time, and we'd be like, I'm so glad I did
You wouldn't
this.
be feeling guilty about missing work at all.
Yeah, but responsible Gina is like, oh, the kids go back to school, and I go...
Don't make the decision then. Let your husband make it.
Really, the husband should make the decision.
As the head of the household, as the patriarch of the family, it's really his decision.
It's just so unlike me to be sitting there watching the game and going, I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy these tickets. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it.
Sounds to me just like your mother trying to buy tickets buy Garth Brooks tickets in your car. You are your mother. You know.
No,
that.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Let's say that you did go on the second.
Uh-huh.
When would you be back?
So the game is on the second, so
Yeah.
I'm not coming back on the second. I'd have to come back on the third.
See, so there's the problem.
So then you wouldn't get to work on the fourth.
Yeah, even if we were to, make it so that you took that day off.
But when I bought the tickets, I thought, like Bill did, well, it'll be on New Year's Day. We don't work on New Year's Day.
You could leave right after the game and get on a flight and then be to work on the third. You could. Here, I'll make if you won't go to your husband, I'll make the decision for you.
The men need to make these decisions.
$300 a ticket. Sell them for $350 a piece.
So make money.
And
that's what I would do.
And that's a low price. That's low compared to so somebody will snap them up.
I'm not worried about selling them. I'm worried about missing out on an experience. I'm worried about it coming and going. We should have just done that. Why did we do that? I don't know. This is a dumb thing to be
the last
worried
Rose
about,
Bowl ever.
I mean, kind of, in a way. I mean, they're going to have it still, but it'll be part of the college football playoff thing. It won't be automatically the Pac-12 winner be in it. Utes might never have another chance to be.
Well, they're going to be national contenders next year.
It's the granddaddy. It's the most famous bowl game.
It is. That's why I don't understand why people still don't embrace the NIT basketball tournament. Because it's the original tournament.
Bill's all about the knit.
Yeah.
So
people are saying that the reason that the game is on the second is because January 1st has NFL football and the NCAA is not allowed to.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
sense.
So,
yeah.
The first is a Sunday
And Wade Taylor says, tell her attorney says to go.
If your attorney says to go.
You can always work, but how often can you do
now,
that?
if I can get our other two attorneys to tell me what to do.
Wait a minute, Wade. What do you mean you could? When referring to Gina, you don't say you can always work. That's not.
You mean I'll have to start?
Yeah, exactly. Does not apply.
Well, we'll be following the story for you throughout.
We'll follow it all day if we have to.
Let your kids decide.
Oh, well, you know what else?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Because Muhammad would want to go 100%. If I tell Jonesy you have to miss a day of school, this is my daughter. Well, no, I
can't do that.
I can't miss a day of school, even though she totally could miss it.
Yeah, of course she could.
All right. Okay, well,
the dilemma that,
not easy.
that we first worlders have.
I know.
9:49 right now, and it is time for the boner of the week.
Oh, that's what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Hi, Dave.
Hello.
Dave, the flower guy, is here. He's here to tell us which one of these boner candidates this week was the very worst, the boner of the week. Have you had a good week, okay?
Yep.
Yeah? You've been listening to every one of these?
Yep.
Have you got your mind made up yet?
No.
Mine is not made up yet. All right. Here we go, David. And if you see Dave around town, he'll have some flowers probably for sale.
Yeah. They're at Ivy's now.
They're at Ivy's at Boozteek.
So if you go into Boozteek, you could probably buy some flowers.
Yeah.
Right there on, what is it, 3rd South and 4th East, I think? Right there in the corner.
Right by the liquor store.
Yeah.
Around the corner from the liquor store.
All right, Dave, I'm going to read the boner candidates, and then we'll ask you which one is the worst of the week. Number 1, we didn't elect you to be kind and help people. Kaysville residents, they're really opposed to having any kind of a facility that people who might freeze to death at night, unhoused people, they're having any kind of a facility where they could just stay the night to be warm. A church volunteered to do it, and the people that lived near the church said, no, you can't do it. And then the county has suggested, first of all, they say we have to find some place for these people. We're required to. And here's a couple of suggestions, and the people are saying, no, we didn't elect you to be kind and help people we didn't elect you to keep people from freezing to death. That's boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, pray for Trump and make sure you buy one of his Bibles. That's the Ryan Walters, the Oklahoma State Education Superintendent, recently sent out an email to superintendents throughout the state directing them to show a video of him attached to the email praying for President Donald Trump, and also talking about the fact that every school has to display a Bible, and the state has bought the Bibles I think all of them are Trump Bibles, $60 a Bible. This is a good book. I endorse it. It's a good book. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday, Alex. We want anything and everything bad to happen to you. Yep. Anything and everything. Alex Jones trying to countersue to stop the Onion from buying his InfoWars. That's my intellectual property. They're trying to destroy my intellectual property. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and calling it intellectual property, Alex, is really an overstatement. If you don't, I mean, Alex Jones, the guy who just called the Sandy Hook shootings of school children. It was a false flag. It didn't happen. They were actors. On and on and on. He just, what an awful human being. Boner candidate number 4 from yesterday, Mason, Green, and Johnson. No love for trans people, but rapists and sex traffickers. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to make sure that the trans people can't. And they're targeting this one woman who won election. McBride, I believe her name is.
Delaware, Maryland?
Sarah McBride. Yeah. She won, and so Nancy Mace. We're going to pass a regulation that trans people can't use the bathroom here on Capitol Hill. Just awful. And then boner candidate number 5 from today. Truth be told, the standards have not been lowered in the military for women. If women want to fight in war and be Navy SEALs, they have to pass the same physical standards that men do. But this Pete Hegseth, who doesn't know, probably doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, but he says, oh, they lowered the standards. That's why and women shouldn't be fighting in the war anyway.
All I have to do is just say things.
Those are 5 candidates that I don't know how you pick the worst one, David. What do you think?
Number 4.
Number 4, Nancy Mace and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Johnson. Yeah. It's just meanness. That's all it is.
That's the point, Bill.
It's just meanness.
Cruelty is the point.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
So you want to tell people again, Bill, about what you're doing today?
I'm just going to be at Union Station in Ogden. They're going to put a time capsule into the cornerstone of the building. They took one out that had been there for 100 years, and they examined all the stuff that was in it, and now they're going to do a new one, seal it in, and it won't be theoretically it won't be open for another 100 years. And what's going to be in there with the part I'm doing? There's a book called I Am Ogden with photographs of people from Ogden, and they made a small version of it to fit into the capstone, into the time capsule, and I'm going to be the person who presents it.
And anybody can go watch.
Yeah, 5 o'clock, Ogden Union Station. I don't know how many different people. And they said you talk about 2.5 minutes, so I think I can do that.
You used to do that in church.
Oh, all the time. I can get my 3x5 index cards.
Oh, you'll be set.
Yeah.
Felt board. You gonna bring your felt board?
Well, I don't
You
do
really
it that
should.
way. I don't do it. I don't do it that way anymore.
All right. Well, I think we got everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All good?
Oh, by the way, Booze Teak is 315 East, 3rd South.
Yeah.
I was looking for Booze Teak.
Oh, okay. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Utah by 5. Trust me.